Oh, there you go. Hey, check this out. Here's the situation. Say you out with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You know, you're at school, you at a club or something, getting busy. All right, you just having fun. Somebody steps up to you and they tell you they want to rumble. All right, now just stop for a second. Before you lose your head, get all crazy and toss your hands up, just think. The person that uses their head can always defeat the person that's just trying to use their hands. Now remember that, because the more you know. 1, 2,
3, 4.
Don't mind if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Are you ready? Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Turn on down on the radio.
Whoa!
Yeah! Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball! I'm the smartest man alive!
You're so ridiculous.
What?
You're such a fool.
Get out of here!
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go.
Do as I say, not as I do, Will Smith.
I hope Chris Rock uses that advice and goes on the Will Smith is a bitch tour and uses his words to bury the shit out of that guy. He's a bitch ass. Will Smith, fuck that guy.
I have never seen Covino this fired up about something, and I wish I could say I disagree with him just for the hell of the show, for the fun of it.
I'm beyond angry about it, man. That guy's a bitch for doing that.
I'm on your side, but I love the passion Covino has. It's going to be an action-packed Monday show. I can feel it already.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so mad
You
about
feel
it. But we have lots to get to. Hope you had a nice weekend despite some of the crappy news. We're Covino and Rich, and we be rocking out. Let's go! Come on! Little sipperoo for Taylor Hawkins. Rock in peace.
my God. Adios, mijo.
I hope Chris Rock uses his words as weapons to just belittle and humiliate Will Smith moving forward the way Will Smith belittled and humiliated Chris Rock on an international stage.
Well, what did we learn last night? Not only do you not talk about Bruno, you don't talk about Jada.
Says who?
No,
Says
no.
what? Was she immune to jokes? Fuck out of here.
I saw a meme that said, everyone now realizes they could have slapped Ricky Gervais this whole time. I mean, the whole point of these award shows is that people in the crowd, the A-listers, are going to be the punchlines. And Covino, my big takeaway, because I know you are fired up about this. My big
Stop
takeaway.
saying that, because then you're setting an expectation. I'm trying to just do a show.
Covino is going to unleash
Wait till you
today.
hear what Covino says. I
Wait
don't
till
have-
you
I'm
get
sorry,
this
you've never
hot
done
take.
that to me. You've never done that to me.
I don't do that to you. No, I don't.
Rich, tell us your story.
Yeah, that's me, man.
You
That's
do
how I
that
roll.
all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I think it sets a weird precedent because people are dumb. And now there's going to be a sense of, if you don't like what that comic says, can you jump on stage and slap him?
No, you can't.
No,
you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to escort the guy out the fucking
sets-
building, not appraise him. What a bunch of phony balonies applauding this asshole when he wins the award. They should have been booing that guy, throwing tomatoes at him. They should have had him in handcuffs and escorting him out of the building.
sets-
Get out of here.
They probably didn't plan on bringing tomatoes, so maybe it was a little hard to get. But the booing could have done it.
Throw a
They could
fucking
have done that.
shoe at him
It's
then.
to me.
I would have not. If I was there, I
a
would have not
shoe!
have applauded Will Smith. I would have
dude.
took my shoe off. Like,
It's all about the precedent, Covino. No joke.
you
Comedians
know better. I
Comedians tell jokes, they insult people, they do things. This is setting the weird precedent that, oh, you don't like what they're doing on stage? Yeah, why don't you go up there and slap them?
By the way, I know how you sign applause. We all know that. I mean, I knew that before last night. But how do you sign booing?
Will Smith, flipping the bird, out of here with your ego, your maniacal
Is that
behavior, with your weird pressure to defend your wife because she puts you in awkward scenarios. Fuck out of here with that shit. Chris Rock was doing what Chris Rock does. He tells jokes. Anyone on the side of Will Smith is entitled to the really shitty wrong opinion.
I
There's
betcha-
no excuse
I
for what he
betcha-
did at all.
I bet you Chris Rock is thinking, man, if I was going to get slapped, I wish it was better than a G.I. Jane joke.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good joke. It was a baby joke. It was a baby joke that Will Smith was totally okay with until his wife was kicking him in the shins, you know, sort of forcing him to do something. And I guess that makes him a man because he defended his wife. Fuck out of here, man. That shit was weak. And it made Will Smith look bad. I feel bad for Chris Rock. And I hope that, you know how the comic world is very cliquey.
Yeah.
I hope they come together on this one and take a stand and make it known that that's unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
And you don't go on someone else's stage because you don't like their joke, especially when he was joking with a public figure who puts all of her shit out there. So Will Smith is okay with, his wife having sex with other dudes and embarrassing the shit out of him, but God forbid you say a little baby joke about her haircut. Fuck out of here. And autoimmune disease? Not even that big of a deal, dude. I mean, not comparing it, but I had alopecia areata. I had that shit, and it goes away. Okay, so, maybe he didn't know about that. Either way, a joke is a joke is a joke.
Agreed.
That's what Chris Rock does.
It sets a terrible precedent, and
By the way, you're living up to the promise.
I just
Super fired up.
There's
I have
two things.
so many things that anger me about it. The whole
There's two
thing was
things.
just
There's
wrong.
two things that anger me. Number one, that Chris Rock was simply, like you said, telling like a basic award show. Let's pick on an A-lister in the audience, and he gets slapped. And though it makes me, there's two more things that make me mad. People that think it was fake.
Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't fake.
You could tell.
Well, initial reaction you could see.
Oh, but now after
we're talking about actors at an award show for acting, right?
But now after we've analyzed it, Covino.
Yeah.
People that still think it's fake for ratings. It was towards the end of the show. Ratings, schmatings. Yeah, it got some buzz for an otherwise award show that no one gave a shit about. And
it's not in the style of the Oscars to do stuff like that.
No.
It doesn't matter.
You know what? It's not in the style of the Oscars to accept that type of behavior.
I agree with that.
Somebody said it. I think
But
Godfrey said it last night. You got guys in bow ties. Class it up a little bit.
Here's the problem.
Not the time or place.
What is it? PricewaterhouseCoopers. Once the name is in the envelope, they can't change it. So he was determined.
They should have took him out of the building from the get-go.
But
instead, everyone there, fake Hollywood, applauding this jerk-off who just smacked one of your colleagues on stage. So one of your peers was just humiliated, and you're applauding this guy because he's got crocodile tears?
He was going to win regardless.
Yeah.
So you don't think he should have had the right to accept the award?
No, I don't. After that behavior, no.
Behind bars,
okay?
maybe. No.
Smart, is that okay for anyone else under the moon?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you don't feel bad for Chris Rock? I'm a big Chris Rock fan. I'm glad I never liked Will Smith. Fuck that guy.
So, two things. The other thing at play.
Hate him. Hate him.
I know, see?
Hate him.
I told you.
Hate him.
Did I tell you
I
he was
despise
raging?
Will Smith. I can't wait for Chris Rock. It might be beneath him, but I hope he burns the shit out of him with his words. I hope his whole tour is Will Smith is a bitch tour. I hope he goes on tour, and I hope his next special is shitting on the entire family. Because if anyone should be smacked, Will Smith should smack everyone in his family instead of taking it out on Chris Rock.
I'm so glad you're not fired.
I'm more baffled. I'm more baffled by half the country. Again, this is something that's divided the country. We can't have something happen without
the country's stupid.
But we can't have a situation in this country where it doesn't somehow divide us, because I'm fascinated and stunned how many morons are like, yeah, like Will Smith did the right thing. Yeah, Will Smith like defending his woman.
On what? On your stupid planet? Then go move there.
On what planet did Will Smith do anything acceptable?
No one.
On no planet.
No real planet. Planet Puto. Go move there with Will Smith. If you believe that.
But look on social media.
I know. Because half the country's dumb.
And it's a lot of, I'll be honest, it's a lot of moronic women too that are like, he defended his woman. And I'm like,
why wasn't he defending her when she was in some sort of entanglement that she was bragging about, where he was so embarrassed about it, he was in tears. So he takes it out on Chris Rock. Takes it out on Chris Rock. They spinning, son. They spinning. I hope he shits all over that family.
I didn't say I would do it, but I understand.
Is it possible?
I can't wait till he uses his words like Will Smith said.
Is it possible there's more to it than we realize? Like there's something.
No, Will Smith was laughing.
No.
Jada didn't like it. He felt some need to like defend her.
Well,
because
look at Ian Kennedy hit me up this morning.
Something between Chris Rock and
he's
Jada.
not as tough as Tupac, and he's not as funny as Chris Rock.
I'm going to send you this right now.
So he felt the need to do some shit.
Where shall I send it?
Is it?
Email it.
There's no defending it.
Is it?
It's an article.
Text it.
Okay, I'll text it to you. There's an article that
we're seeing Will Smith unravel. We're seeing him, and that's sad. I'll give you that.
Well,
I saw a guy who should be on top of the mountain right now unravel because his wife puts him through bullshit. Yeah, that's sad. That's very, very sad.
I saw.
But he lost his cool yesterday. End of story. That's not manly. He shouldn't be proud of that. There's nothing great. Who said that? Tiffany Haddish said that? Fuck out of here. I responded to that. I was like, that's horseshit. She said that was a beautiful thing. No, it's not.
I saw somewhere where he really tapped into some raw emotion to play Richard Williams. So maybe he's like still, you know how, I mean, a lot of times that affect, like people get into characters and it affects them. A la, you know, an extreme example would be Heath Ledger in The Joker.
No.
Yeah.
But a lot of
smack your
times
kid
someone
for
taps
making a
into a
shitty Karate Kid
character and
movie.
it permanently traumatizes them. So maybe that's what happened with.
Not an excuse. Behave
I have your
properly.
timeline.
Give me a break. Chris Rock was telling jokes. So Chris Rock does. His wife's a public figure. She's opinionated. He made a joke. They laughed.
So here's the timeline.
It was a
of
baby joke.
The Will Smith and Chris Rock beef. Beefy.
And apparently there was a rehearsal, and Will Smith knew about it. Apparently, that's the story.
So.
And to not apologize to Chris Rock, let me tell you, you know what he should do? He should publicly kiss Chris Rock's ass on international television. That's what he should do.
So
Like, is
shots were fired in 2016.
His actual butt cheeks?
Yeah, I think that should be like a national broadcast. Today, Will Smith, to be accepted, you know, by the Academy and back in Hollywood, has to kiss Chris Rock's ass in front of the nation.
Aren't you glad he's not fired up today?
Grand opening, grand closing. Kiss ass.
All right, read the article.
Kiss his ass.
Kissing
In Macy's window, as my mom would say.
Kissing.
In Macy's window.
Kissing ass.
In 2016, that was when there was a lack of diversity at the Oscars, and people were like, I'm not going.
You mean Oscars so white?
Jada went mad. Jada said, I'm not coming.
Good, stay home.
And then Chris Rock said,
was anyone missing Jada Pinkett Smith at the Oscars? I wasn't.
Rich, don't get frustrated. Push through.
Jada boycotted. And then she ended up showing up. And Chris Rock joked that Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited anyway.
Damn, son.
But she ended up not going. Rock went on to poke fun at Smith, who had been pegged as a lock to be nominated for his work in Concussion.
Pegged.
And then Chris Rock joked, Jada's mad at her man Will for not being nominated for Concussion. I get it. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West.
Damn, son.
So he's had a couple just like punchlines at award shows.
Damn, son.
At the time, Pinkett Smith seemed to brush it off, telling paparazzi, it comes with the territory. So they've been made fun of by Chris Rock before at award show type of events. They've brushed it off. This time, apparently it went too far.
Oh, yeah, too far. G.I. Jane. Oh, man.
Can't wait to see Pinkett Smith and G.I. Jane 2.
Yeah, well, that was a really hurtful joke.
Sorry, that's it?
He left on stage. Yeah, that's the, by
That's
the
the
way, that's
leap?
the long timeline
That's
that the
the
Rolling
timeline?
Stone, RollingStone.com
Man.
put together a timeline of the beef.
Man, they really got to the bottom of that investigation.
I was like,
then...
you mean like the timeline of their beef is one joke 5 years ago?
And Andrew Hart, you know, over speculating why I'm so angry. I mean, do you have a set of eyes and ears? Do you see what happened? How is that okay? Under no circumstance is that okay. Have you ever been slapped in the face by somebody? It's humiliating. It's demeaning.
anyone that
For
thinks
Chris
it's
Rock to keep his composure,
I mean,
he should be applauded.
Anyone that thinks that Will Smith did the right thing, you're on the wrong side of this. So
I hate that
obviously
every time, Rich. Anytime someone pulls that macho card like that, when Burt Reynolds did that to Double Dare. Summers.
Mark Summers.
Oh, that's a great
Horse
slap.
shit. When that soccer coach, remember that soccer coach infamously like smacked that dude on the red carpet? Like, who the fuck do you think you are, you egomaniac? You could think you could smack another grown man like that?
Did he smack him or did he throw water on him?
No. I'm just at Burt
Oh,
Reynolds'
he threw a pie in his face,
I
remember?
could see Burt Reynolds smack. He did smack somebody. There's a famous story where Burt Reynolds smacked somebody. Oh, I know. What's his name? Told that story on our show, I believe.
Oh, he smacks a reporter.
Rob Hugel, though. Didn't Rob Hugel?
No, you're thinking of Rob Hubel telling the story of when Chevy Chase smacked him.
Chevy Chase, another piece of shit asshole. asshole behavior should not be awarded or applauded. And here we are applauding this guy after he just humiliated someone on national television. How is that acceptable? Why am I so mad about it? It's everything that's wrong about everything. That's not okay, man.
Will Smith was at an after party dancing and people were mad about that.
Good, they should be.
Well, they shouldn't be mad at that. He was having fun. The incident's over.
Nice guy's a tough guy and wants to come out and can't because he's under contract. But we'll meet later.
Assistant producer for NewsPath, the division of CBS, says Burt Reynolds slapped him in the face in front of stunned witnesses because the interviewer hadn't seen the original version of Reynolds' movie, The Longest Yard.
God.
Yeah, because that's normal behavior.
Because that's normal behavior.
Maniac.
I never saw the original.
And you're right. Rob Hubel told the story on our show. Comedian Rob Hubel said that Chevy Chase smacked him in the face. I don't remember why. I don't care.
You know who
Why?
else?
It's not right.
Will Smith also smacked a guy on a red carpet because he tried to kiss him. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, that's
don't,
justified. A stranger grabbing you.
Yeah, but like smacking is such
Demeaning.
it's so demeaning.
Yeah, put your hands on
I
somebody.
feel
like
like I
that.
said this recently. Like,
That was justified. That was some
I feel like I said,
comic trying to get the best of him and kiss him on a red carpet.
I feel like I said this recently, but another man smacking a man, I swear I said this recently, is the most degrading and demeaning thing you could ever do.
Yo, my adrenaline went through my body yesterday when I saw that happen, as if Will Smith smacked me in the face. I
saw red.
Felt it. I saw red. I was angry. I don't like that shit.
Let's take you through the clip. Do you think Chris Rock thought Will was coming up to tell a joke?
That's what he should have done.
Do you think...
You know,
I
it
think he
shows how weak he is, because the proper response would have been like, hey, man, Will Smith here. Hey, sorry, Academy, but this guy hasn't said a funny joke since 2003. Yeah, continue with your bad jokes. Boom.
Yeah.
Like, he's not quick or witty enough to just say something like that in the moment. He has to smack Chris Rock.
Yeah, like,
Pussy move.
Like, you nominated for anything? Have you been nominated for anything? Or did Adam Sandler not make a new Grown Ups yet? Or is that some like...
Hey, man, when's the last time you were nominated for anything? All right, anyway, continue on with your bad jokes. Isn't Will Smith supposed to be funny?
My woman's 10 times the man you'll ever be.
Yeah, dude.
Something like that.
We just all thought of three things that he could have. Hey, he could have defended his wife. He could have burned Chris Rock at his own game. But guess what? He didn't do that. And what he did wasn't cool, wasn't tough. It was a bitch move. It was the opposite of cool.
I don't think Chris Rock thought he was going to get slapped.
Smacking,
what he thought.
smacking. I'm telling you, smacking a man it's degrading because it's equating it to just showing someone.
So when you
you're not another man. Men punch men. Not to be sexist. Men punch men. Men or women slap each other.
A slap is disrespectful. There was a
not to be like sound abusive or degrading, but it's such a man to woman thing as a form of like, you're less than me.
Lost all respect for Will Smith. The end. I'm know it. But you want to break it down play by play. Go ahead.
No, I want to play the clip.
Let's see it.
The unedited version, because you see, I know firsthand because we've done slap bets. When you get slapped, your instinct is to fit, like your hand goes into a fist. And when they do this frame by frame, Chris Rock reacts like his hand turns into a fist and he keeps his cool. But
and then he also sort of insinuates that I could burn the shit out of you right now, but I won't. If you pay attention, because he stumbles a little bit. His only stumble is he presents a documentary, not an Oscar, because he continues to proceed like a professional. You got to imagine how rattled he was. Ooh. But there was one point where he's like, you see him about to say something, and he thinks, nah, I won't. Maybe I should.
He's trying to make sense of it. It's bleeped, so I don't know if... Like, Will was probably still yelling in the background because on TV, on network television, it was silent. It was silent for a good, 30 seconds.
Yeah, well... Play the uncensored version and let's break it down, and then we'll take your feedback, your phone calls, and we'll get past this. But it is by far the biggest story that doesn't involve COVID, pandemics, politics, this or that in a long time. This is the great divider. Did Will Smith do the right thing? And the answer is abundantly no.
You know who I feel the worst for?
But there will be people that say Will Smith was like the man.
You know who I feel the worst for? And it's in the shot, Lupita Nyong'o. Because she's directly behind Will Smith, so they keep going to him for he's yelling, and the whole time she's behind him, you'll see it. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
He laughed.
Now Jada's kicking him in the shins,
That was a nice one.
rolling
Okay.
her eyes.
I'm out here. Richard.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Look at him. See the anger.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Repeated the anger.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going
Got
to,
issues, buddy.
Okay?
Yo, something's wrong with Will Smith's head right now.
Okay.
Oh, I could.
Oh.
Yep.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Oh, I missed that. I missed his. Oh, I could. Like you know what he wanted to say? He's like, yo, I could fucking unleash right now.
I think he was
like,
about to burn your entire family right now.
Chris Rock is about to be like, all right, here we go.
I don't think you could compete in Chris Rock's world. Hey, Chris Rock can't
Chris Rock could
slap the
destroy
shit out of
him.
Will Smith, but Chris Rock could destroy Will Smith with his words, and I hope he does.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but it would be stooping, so it's awkward, man.
Spot, before we take a phone call, just play that part again because Covino nailed it. I missed that the first time around. Of all the things I analyzed,
He bites his tongue.
I missed the part because I was so wrapped up in holy shit. When Chris Rock goes, all right, I could. He did like I could fucking unleash right now.
You know it was very real too before you play it when he's like, "Wow, dude," because like that's how you would react. Like, "Wow, that got you mad like that? You're clearly unraveling. Something's wow." A G.I.
I mean, that was a
joke?
moment where even a guy like Chris Rock, who I'd imagine in his career, it takes a lot to fluster a guy that gets on stage at an arena that could command a crowd. You don't fluster a guy like that easy. So the fact that for a second Chris Rock was like, "Whoa,"
It's got to be surreal. You got the guy who's nominated for Best Actor, a movie star, Will Smith, who you think you're cool with, coming on stage to smack you.
I'm at the Oscars and did I just get slapped
At the Oscars.
At the Oscars.
Yes. It's a lot, man. It is. I feel bad. I'm a big
Especially
Chris
since
Rock fan.
Zsa Zsa passed away. I know she was known for slapping people.
Oh my God. I see a lot of people going back and forth. Even Portnoy on Barstool was like, fake, real, fake, real. People have been analyzing this all night.
I stand by the thing that it's 100% real.
Diddy, someone said Diddy came out and has spoke to them both and they squashed it, which makes me mad because I sort of don't want it to be squashed.
What do you mean?
Meaning like they're cool now.
Oh, I mean,
But I want Chris Rock to do some Will Smith comedy.
I think
he'll do some comedy. He'll be kind about it, but he has to be like, at the Oscar. He's going to do some Chris Rock shit.
Yeah, I think
Ever
you
get
see,
slapped at the Oscar?
if you watch back his acceptance speech, I know he's an actor, and you can say again he's an actor, but you do see true remorse.
Remorse. He didn't even apologize. He apologized to everyone under the moon except for Chris Rock.
Well,
talking about spreading love and peace. What? By smacking people on stage?
But you see that he's you see that he knows he fucked.
No.
He knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up.
Good. Get him out.
You know who's going to do a great joke about this?
Get the hook.
Dave Chappelle.
Hey, let me
Dave
tell you.
Chappelle will do a joke about two black dudes at the Oscars, and finally the show's diverse, and you got motherfuckers up there slapping each other. Like, Dave Chappelle's going to clearly have a field day with
on
this.
that rant. He's like, I'm ashamed. I'm appalled. And a black man apparently also produced that. He's like, and you are here as a black man tarnishing this wonderful production that this brother
But I'm saying there's
put together.
definitely going to be some.
Yeah.
some
Would Will Smith have smacked Steve Harvey?
there's going to be some Dave. There's going to be some
I don't
Dave
think so.
Chappelle hot take. Oh, can't wait! What a great SNL open! Finally, there might be a funny SNL open. All right, who we got, Spot?
I know you're going to play the biting of the tongue.
Oh, the bite of the tongue one last time. Because you're right. There was a very clear.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Oh, Richard, King Richard. If people don't know why he called him Richard.
Wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Here we go, watch.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
Oh, he was like, "Who I can." Like right now, if I wanted to,
I can embarrass you. I can embarrass you right back. But I won't.
now,
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm glad he didn't, because
Now-
Chris Rock
That's classy.
Spot's
remained classy in that moment.
everyone's making good points. Spot brought up the fact that you could just tell from his winning speech in that moment. I don't want to. It sounds insensitive saying this, but he appears to be an emotional basket case.
Yeah.
Like he just has anger, pain, all this shit locked up. Something's going on, because that's not the reaction. And even the speech, I know he won an Academy Award, but that's the reaction of someone that's a little unraveled.
But you don't take it out on Chris Rock.
No. I know,
right?
but Will Smith.
I sympathize with all
I
that.
know.
Oh yeah, he looks like
Chris
he's a
Rock
disaster.
should
Like,
not
look
have
at-
been the recipient of his anger, of his emotions, and
Look at
whatever
his-
else he's going through.
Look at his face. You see
That he's holding back
such awkward. It's that like uncontrollable anger.
Yeah, I think it's Jada Pinkett Smith that
Where
puts him through
the ringer.
and,
Did she-
drags him through the mud.
That's what I wonder too, that we didn't see, and I wonder if Lupita Nyong'o saw it. Did Jada signal to him, like, are you going to let this go happen?
His reaction at first was laughing along with everyone else.
Yeah,
and then,
but I think
then she got
didn't-
like,
it didn't process for a second. I feel like he was just laughing along. Hey, he probably didn't even hear it. And then all of a sudden, I think it set in, and he was like, "Yo, don't you be talking about my wife."
how many your wife bangs other dude jokes was Chris Rock in his head, like
Well,
circulating?
Will Smith smacked those people.
Give me that. I don't want to get in an entanglement.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it out on poor Chris Rock, who's doing what Chris Rock does.
Man, if you smack me for telling a joke, what do you do when someone fucks your wife?
You still got to bleep it down? Let's do this.
So to make it clear, do I sympathize with the
Who here's
emotional?
fuck Jada? Yeah, he was,
Yo, raise your hands.
man.
Do I sympathize with Will Smith's
many
emotional
times?
sort of downfall? Yeah, that's sad. Oh man. But don't take it out on Chris Rock when he's just doing what he does. And that joke was probably approved.
I know that
And it
joke
was a
didn't please your
baby
wife,
joke.
but apparently neither do you.
It was
neither do you.
It was a weak joke. It was a weak joke. And it didn't deserve. If it deserved to slap this because it was such a bad joke, not because it was offensive.
I think there was a David Spade tweeted like G.I. Jane joke? Question mark? Like
because of a G.I. Jane joke.
Honestly, he should have been smacked for the joke.
Yeah.
Not for the fact that it was directed at Jada, but just for the joke in general.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I did see someone also saying that, not that it was done for publicity, I believe it was real, but Chris Rock is going on tour with Kevin Hart, some like superstar comedy stadium tour.
I hope they all band
And-
together and shit on Will Smith after that.
You know that Chris Rock is going to definitely, you're right, he'll try to probably be nice enough about it, but this is material.
Oh, it's great content for him. Also put it in perspective that Will Smith is a much bigger guy. Chris Rock is a scrawny, skinny, little dude. And he was just punked by a much bigger guy on a gigantic stage. That's humiliating, demeaning, degrading. He didn't deserve that. And that's what makes me angry. And that's why I'm sad about it.
All right, let's go to your feedback. Who we got, Spot?
I'll give you one guess.
Jason in Tampa.
Jason, what's up?
Yo,
Yo,
what's up,
Jason,
fellas?
please, for the just for the love of this, please tell me you're the guy defending Will Smith.
No, I hope he's not.
So let me be clear, preface with what I'm saying. I'm not defending Will Smith's actions.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my perspective is, I'm not saying I would do it, but I understand. Okay. So I think, and I feel bad. Obviously, I feel bad for Chris Rock because he was on the receiving end of this, but I also feel bad for Will Smith because I think what's happened is this has been years and years and years worth of Will Smith being the punching bag of a lot of people's jokes. And you can see it in his face, right? I think you guys just mentioned this. You can see it in his face. The guy just looks sad. He looks sad. He looks depressed. He looks down. And when you see people like that, you never really know what's going to put them over the edge. You don't know what joke is going to put them over the edge.
It's the dryer light. It's the theory of when you break up with someone, the old dryer light story from Covino and Rich Pass, where my 5-year girlfriend and I broke up, and the biggest fight we got in was over a dryer light in the laundry room. It's never the thing. I get what he's saying, so I don't totally disagree. He made the wrong move, but you're right. Will Smith, this was not Chris Rock's G.I. Jane joke. This was years of Will being humiliated by, your wife's fucking all these people, that, everything.
Humiliated, embarrassed by his own wife.
Yeah, but also everyone else taking little jabs. This was, you could see the look
of
at
what she talks about
I
all
know,
the time.
I'm just saying, I agree with Jason in that this wasn't a G.I. Jane joke to put him over the top. This was for the last years, because of the way Jade has opened up, every late night host, every comedian, every meme, everything's like, yo, sad Will Smith, memes. He probably just bubbled over at the worst time. It was a big stage, and he's like, here I am about to possibly win an Oscar, and you're making fun of my wife now? Like, it is, it was weird, dude.
Yeah, so I got 2 points before you guys let me go real quick. I know you guys are quick on the trigger. So I think a lot of people are saying that Will Smith's career is over and this and that and the third. And I don't believe that. And the reason I don't believe that, Will Smith's been making movies for like 30 years.
Oh, his career's not over by any means. Whoever's saying that is whoever is saying that's a moron. I'll still watch Will Smith movies. I think this was a crazy, idiotic move, but I'll not stop watching Will Smith stuff.
And if he were to stop making movies today, he's still sitting on a fucking pile of cash.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's like, man, Will Smith, done with him, except for Covino. I don't think you're not a Will Smith fan anyway, though.
Good. I'm glad I saw through his bullshit.
And the last thing that I'll say is a lot of people, we sit here and say, oh, well, he's a comedian, yada yada yada. Freedom of speech, but also at the same time, I feel as though a lot of people say more edgier things because they believe they can get away with it. Nobody's going to touch anybody, right? We live in a society now. Like, I remember growing up, you didn't run your mouth in the community that I come from, in the culture that I come from. You don't run your mouth unless you can back it up, because at some point in time, somebody might put their hands on you. Now, Will Smith's in Hollywood, this and that, third. It's a different. We're now more PC. We're all the old school.
This is not at the bar or club.
We're not in South Philadelphia. We're at the Academy Awards. That's the difference. I agree with what you're saying up until that point.
Because there are some people in this world, and I'm pretty sure there are some people like what's the guy from the Breakfast Club, Birdman, right? He came in there and said, hey, put some respect on my name. You know what I mean? Like, there are some people who, it doesn't matter where you are, you can catch some hands.
Jason,
and I think
let me ask you this. Jason, let's say you're at a comedy club in Tampa with your beautiful wife, right? You're sitting there, you're going to see a show, and the comic's like, yo, who's here on a date? And they're like, you two, and they point to you. And he looks at your wife, and he looks at you and goes, yo, this guy definitely isn't pleasing her. You're like, do you think now we've set the precedent where you could be like, I don't like that, and you jump on stage and slap the comic?
It sets a very bad precedent.
Completely different scenario. And the reason it's a different scenario, yes. And the reason for me, the reason is, like you said, context matters, right? In this context, right, Will Smith has been the butt of the jokes for years. Chris Rock has been making jokes at Will Smith's expense for years, right? Now, like I said, I don't agree with it, right? But it's a different context. Me and my wife, we're going to a comedy show. Hey, look, this guy has no idea who I am, right? I am a nobody. He may make a couple of jokes. I may eat these jokes for the night. At the end of the day, I go home, it's done. Will Smith is a different person in a different situation, a scenario, right? I can understand how he would get upset. I don't agree with it, but I can understand how he would do that. It's still, like I said, it still doesn't give him a pass for putting his hands on somebody. Also at the same time, as a comedian, look, you also have to consider your audience and understand that, look, there may be somebody out here who may not be too kind to the jokes that I tell.
Hey, the last time someone jumped on stage and hit a comic, remember it was Reggie?
Oh yeah, well that was I was going to show you. This is how it should have went down with.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. This is how it should have went down with Will and Jada.
Yeah, let's see.
Because it's Jada in the scene, right?
Yeah.
Your breath is so stink, people look forward to your farts. That smell like shit, Rick. Do you smell shit? I smell shit.
You done did it now, boy. Come on. What's that? Oh, yeah, it's my style, boy. You didn't know Reggie studied.
Oh, what style is that?
Oh, it's called kick your ass style, boy.
Oh, shit.
Reggie done studied on the streets. Oh, come on. Oh, you quick, but I'm quick. Watch my feet.
Oh, come on with it.
I'm gonna come on with it.
Hey,
oh, damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, me and Reggie want to send
send one out to a very special lady in the house tonight.
Jada.
Loving you.
There you go. That's how it should have went down last night.
Throws him in the piano. Love it.
Well,
want to take one more call?
You know what did, though? I'm not saying this is good for either one of those guys, but isn't it wild how one crazy act like that took what would have been an award show that no one talked about for the rest of their lives?
Right.
Now it becomes a moment where...
Well, that's another reason why you think, is this staged? You know what else made me think it was staged?
Well, hold on.
No one cared.
Yeah.
They're actors.
No
and
security,
no
security.
Acting, no security. No one handled it, right? That was okay for some reason.
I don't think it was
Again, maybe
staged.
people were in shock. But what really made me think it was staged too at first was the oomph in which Will Smith put behind it. It looked like something James Cagney would have done in an old gangster movie. Yeah, like the follow through and the way his body
you could
moved,
tell
like it was something that he did on set before.
Like I tried to zoom in on Chris Rock and see if was he bracing for it? Like, did he know it was coming? Like, because he was just sitting there with his hands behind his back, like looking at him, like, like it was very unexpected.
I just hope, my last point, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I really hope that Chris Rock does not apologize. Because
why would he apologize?
You know, maybe saying that he crossed the line or he shouldn't have brought that up. It was sensitive. And like, I hope he does not apologize. He should double down on a joke's a joke because, like Rich said, this sets such a bad precedent for every comedian out there who's just telling jokes.
Listen,
man.
I understand everything about this. I think Will Smith just did the wrong thing. Like, I understand every aspect.
I wish this happened earlier in awards season.
Don't you remember? What was it? Maybe like a year ago. I just got fed up at every day the same stupid jokes you guys were telling. I was like, yo, I'm fucking fed up. Like, I get where people can get fed up. Yeah, like, Will Smith is probably like, yo, I get it. Like,
then stay home, man.
No, but what I'm saying is I could see his anger. You could see where it boiled and bubbled over.
Then he owes Chris Rock an apology.
Does he really?
A public ass kiss in Macy's window.
Does he really think
kissing ass,
like going up on stage at an award show like that? Rank this for me. What's crazier? Will Smith going on stage, slapping Chris Rock for telling a bad joke, or Kanye West jumping on stage and taking the microphone away from a 16-year-old girl that won an award?
Will Smith. At least Kanye didn't resort to violence. Will Smith.
Yeah, crazier moment.
Yeah. It was weak, man. It's beneath Will Smith.
If you Google,
Chris Rock didn't deserve that.
If you
the whole
Google,
thing is weak.
It's so funny because the Oscars are so irrelevant now in the big picture. Every year, and I'm just saying this because every year the ratings go significantly down. People are showing less and less interest in the Oscars. In fact, last night on Fox, we talked about how the emergence of great series and streaming and docuseries have really sort of killed,
and the changing of what is celebrity. At
yeah,
this
and
point.
I think what we're realizing is a mini series, a docuseries. These things are all more interesting than a 90-minute movie now or a 2-hour movie. The Oscars are as irrelevant as they've ever been. If you Googled right now, top Oscar moments of all time, this is automatically a top 3 like crazy moment.
Yeah, and Chris Rock is on the bitch end receiving end of
By the
this.
way, I hope Jack Palance doing one-arm push-ups is still number 1.
Jack Palance doing one-arm push-ups.
And he was 180 years old.
Right? I hope this doesn't bump that out of the top.
What else? Like, I don't even know. It was was it the one actress like, you love me, you really love me? Meanwhile, she didn't even say that.
Sally Field?
Yeah,
you like me, you really like me?
Yeah, but she didn't even say those exact words, right?
Yes, she did. She said, you like me, you really like
Rich
me.
just knows that The Mask reenacted it. A la Jim Carrey.
What was another moment?
You're thinking of how Darth Vader never said, I am your father. Luke, I am your father.
What is it?
But Sally Field really did say that. You like me.
Adele Dazeem. Is that a top 5, 10? Top 5 to 10?
I mean,
Adele Dazeem.
If you want to go goofs, yeah. But like actual like moments, as we say on our Fox show, courtesy of Danny G, don't be a prisoner of the moment. But this would make like top wow moments of the Oscars over the past, actually in history.
By the way, how do you think Chris Rock's kids feel about that? I saw what's his name? Jaden Smith saying that's how we do it or some shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid's like,
It's
that's the way to go, Dad.
Oh, really? That's how it's done? Come here. Let's get over here and let's smack you.
And that kid hasn't had a dose of reality his
Like, how
entire
do you
life.
think Chris Rock's family feels about that? They must be enraged, man.
Yo, motherfucker.
How about this?
Take it back, Spot.
What?
Sally Field never said, you like me, you really like me. People have been misquoting her for years. She said, I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me. It's one of those Mandela effects.
You're quoting Jim Carrey.
You're quoting Jim Carrey. You're quoting other people saying it wrong.
She had that moment.
She had the moment, but Sally Field never said, you like me, you really like me. That you're quoting The Mask. Apologize.
You like me right now. You like me.
Oh yeah, she never says you really like me. All right, you're right.
Jim
Rich.
Carrey says that.
But she does say you like me.
Yeah, but you were quick to make fun of me.
You don't even know her name. So
I'm gonna jump up and slap you.
You didn't even know her name. You're like, oh, that woman.
Yeah.
That woman.
That woman.
That woman.
What is she in now?
She's in that Brady movie.
No, she's in something else that I'm watching.
Oh, Sally Field?
Yeah. Is she in Winning Time? She's in Winning Time.
Oh, is she?
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
That woman.
That lady.
I think she was in Forrest Gump or something.
Isn't she the mom in Forrest Gump?
Isn't she also the mom in Mrs. Doubtfire?
She's Jerry Buss's mom.
She's in Mrs. Doubtfire.
You know
see? That woman.
I knew it.
That woman from Mrs. Doubtfare.
So,
what's her name? Sally Scuds?
I wish you guys would have been
You know
able
what's
to.
funny? Hold on. On the red carpet, I watched a few minutes of that. Cheetah Rivera. What's her name? No, who's the one from
Rita Moreno?
Rita Moreno. Cheetah Rivera. Rita Moreno from West Side Story, but she's in the movie with Sally Field, and the other two, Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
She was going through, she's like, oh yeah, I'm in this new movie coming out. Tom Brady's doing it with Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, me, and it's Sally, I can't remember, Sally Struthers? I can't remember. Oh, Sally Fields. She thought her name was Sally Struthers.
Sally Struthers.
She wasn't joking?
She couldn't remember it. She's like,
By the
I
way.
know it's not. She's like, I want to say Sally Struthers.
And I want to
but it's
strangle
not.
you right now?
But she's 90 years old, by the way. Rita Moreno.
Well,
90
anyway.
years old.
Why do you want to strangle?
No.
Because I said Cheetah Rivera.
No, anyway.
Why do you want to strangle me?
because it's okay. It's accepted. I'm just going to walk right up there and start strangling you because I don't like your approach and your dumb jokes. Will Smith could do it. I could do it.
Wasn't a joke. I actually messed up.
But just for the fun of it later today, I'm not telling you because I'm sure you have. Everyone, just go on social media if you're bored at work and just search this whole scenario. You'd be amazed how many people are like, Will Smith did the right thing, which I think is why it's infuriating.
They are dumb.
I know.
That's how you know. Dumb. It's a dumb take. There's no excuse. That's a dumb opinion.
Like Tiffany Haddish is the best example.
Yeah,
Tiffany
I
Haddish.
responded to that.
I was like,
Hold
what?
on. I saw that. I was like, are you kidding me? And she made some inappropriate joke about their relationship. That was okay? Out of here. I wish you could have bottled me up last night. And I wish I could present with that fury and passion today. But, you
did.
You sleep it out. You wake up. It's a new day. I don't even have a quarter of the rage that I had last night. I was so mad about that shit. I hated it.
You hated anyone that was Team Will Smith. That's why I came in today saying, yo, Covino's fired up because you usually drop these things quick, but I saw you responding on social media. That's how I knew. I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw Steve Covino responding to like 5 people. He responded to Booker. He was like, what happened? You're like, I'll tell you what happened. Bullshit happened. Like he was responding to people just to respond. Like, man, Will Smith, crazy, huh? Yeah, damn right it's crazy.
Yeah,
Hashtag
lost all respect. Shit on him.
Yeah, Covino was responding to
more like Will piece
people.
of shit.
Man.
How do I see what I responded to People magazine?
You responded to People magazine?
Yeah, because they were like, Tiffany Haddish said what Will Smith did was beautiful.
It'll probably show up. It'll probably show up as my first comment. So let me pull it up.
Beautiful. Yeah, all right.
More like bullshit.
More like
no, because how could we accept that as a response? Beautiful. Fucking planet are you on?
Have you seen all the memes though? The memes are great though.
This is a great assessment of who you are. Like, really? Are you Team Will Smith or Chris Rock? Will Smith, out of here. Will Smith, Chris Rock.
The movie posters.
Will Smith, fuck out of here.
The memes.
Will Smith, fuck out of here.
The I Am Legend to I Am Sorry. The Will Smith from Men in Black, like after he hit Chris Rock, the whole little like disappearing, that thing that makes you lose your memory from Men in Black. There was the Everybody Hates Chris as he's slapping Chris Rock. Did you see the one? What was it?
Talking Talk about Liza Minnelli.
Hold on, Doug hit me up with a good one. Oh, The Pursuit of Slappiness.
Oh,
It's Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Slappy.
It was People Magazine you commented on?
Yeah, because they said Tiffany Haddish said that what Will Smith did was beautiful, defending his wife and family.
You see the meme. You see the meme where it.
No, it wasn't at all. And you're a comedian. You should be defending like the right to make a joke.
I saw a lot of stand-up comics because they're on our feed a lot, and they were all like talking about the precedent, like.
Yeah, bad precedent.
So
terrible.
Do you see this one? I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You can't slap Chris Rock because your wife has no hair."
That's funny. Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. The memes are fire, at least. All right. On a side note.
And by the way, Jada Pinkett Smith has been rocking short. I get it. It's bald
I know.
now. And
yeah. But she's been rocking short hair for a long time.
She's been rocking that hairdo for years.
On a side note, were you inspired?
Just took it all out on Chris Rock.
Were you inspired at all by this to watch any of the Oscar-nominated movies? Are you going to watch Coda or any of these that were nominated? Any interest?
I've been dying to watch Coda. Coda is, for some reason, I've heard amazing things about.
So, I mean, I guess that they're going to get some hype. I'm sure wherever it streams, that'll be number one. And anything else? I mean,
I'm always interested in watching the
award
movies
winner
that got critical acclaim and won an award. I'm not going to watch King Richard. I was going to watch it. I saw it was like 3 hours. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. I'll wait for like a rainy day like today. But now I won't watch it because I don't like Will Smith and I don't like his bullshit.
No, we're also seeing this might be a stretch.
Team Rock. Where can I buy an F Will Smith Team Chris Rock t-shirt?
Yeah, let's make one.
Yeah. That's what I was going to tweet that last night.
This guy said he wasn't passionate. Do you think perhaps this is also a be careful what you wish for and how you carry yourself? Because for years we've talked about people and open relationships and open marriages and all these things that look fine on paper, like, yeah, I think I can handle like my wife with other people if I could be with other women and hey, like open marriage and swinging. And do you think this is the result of Will Smith realizing that is not a good deal? You got get through all this time, like sort
I
of
do
when you
agree. It was not about the joke.
I don't think he had a say in it. I don't think he had a say in that, did he?
No, I think they agreed long ago that they had an open situation. He's been with other women, she's been with other dudes. But I think when your woman in the open relationship takes the lead and loves to talk about all the entanglements and other dudes, it humiliates you as a man, especially a guy with power like Will Smith. I think there's so many layers here.
So that's that. That happened. Wasn't that the hashtag last night too? Like what just happened?
I'm reading our feedback, and there's still people that
I'm not, because I don't care if anyone is disagreeing. They're wrong.
All right. Well, I'm reading it. I'm reading it for the conversation, and that's we interact. There are people that still are trying to make the point, like, so if some guy like insulted your wife like that, yeah, I would not. If I'm at a comedy club,
It's a comedian, dummy.
If I'm at a comedy club, let's say I go to the Chuckle House. No, honestly, if I'm at the Laugh Factory here in LA or something.
Oh, Laughers or the
if
comedy club?
If I'm at Flappers.
Laughers Comedy Club?
If I'm at Floppers. And I'm sitting there with Sarah, and some comedian just starts making fun of her or like decides to, all right, I'm going to focus on the fucking cute girl over there. And just
you don't have to like it because it could be awkward.
But what would it take for me to just jump up and be like, you, nah.
The ego you have to do something like that. And then to put the oomph behind it, like a 1930s gangster. It's craziness is what it is. Unacceptable. The end.
Yeah.
Well, defend it all you want. But do it on your own time, because I'm not reading that shit. So, in other sad news.
Before you get to the sad news, I know because we're gonna go on a tribute to a legend we lost.
Oh, we don't have to harp on.
No, but there was last night at the In Memoriam at the Oscars. I did see. I mean, the Chris Rock Will Smith thing took precedence. Everyone was talking about.
Yeah,
but there was an underlying. There was an underlying beautiful tribute to Betty White. But your thoughts on this one? Because he was not a movie star, but people are a little bummed that really no Bob Saget in memoriam, but he wasn't a movie star. But he was such a big name. He was in
movies.
He had cameos, but
yeah, that's wrong.
Because he was a beloved TV dad.
Let's save it
does
for the
his
Emmys.
movie cameos give him enough movie? This is the Academy Awards, meaning the in memoriam is for people that were movie stars.
Enough with the hierarchy bullshit. That guy should have been recognized.
It's not a hierarchy. Then
why was he not? Because you're saying, oh, he's not a movie star. Then what the fuck is that? He should have been recognized.
No, it's an award show for movies, not television shows. It's not a hierarchy.
He's been in movies. He's an actor.
Well, he's been in movies as like
I don't know
as
what
himself.
bullshit movies that he's also been in. I know he's been in movies.
By the way, I found your comment.
Oh, what was it? I felt proud of it in the moment.
It was, so we're against jokes, but okay with violence. Dumb. Hashtag backwards.
Yeah.
You tell him.
So no, that doesn't make perfect sense.
Backwards.
What was the actual comment?
Said, stood up for his wife at Oscars, most beautiful thing I've seen.
Okay, so think about what I'm saying. So we're against jokes, but we're applauding violence. That is backwards, maniacal. It's ridiculous. It's just straight dumb. D-U-M, dumb. You like that? That's how dumb it is.
I think we all agree. Now, as far as
I'm against jokes, but I'm all for slapping people.
As far as Bob Saget goes, they could have thrown him in, but I know you're saying there's no. I'm not talking about hierarchy, Covino. I'm just saying that Bob Saget, if he's been in movies, it's usually as himself as a funny cameo. Like, hey, it's Bob Saget.
I don't know that. Let's look that up
Right now.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but do you know that? I don't know his acting resume. He could have been in some bullshit movies. So no idea.
So I'll go. Look
I
it up
know
right now.
he's been in movies, but I don't know how many movies. I think it is a slight.
I agree because he's just so beloved, but it's usually like historical roasts. He was himself. He was in one episode of Shameless. They usually like one episode funny cameos, but I guess that they're all
That
TV
line
shows.
is blurred, man. And Will Smith is a great example.
Entourage,
the guy was
Robot
a TV
Chicken,
actor who's a movie star.
How I Met Your Father, Louis, Law and Order, Entourage. Like, it's a lot of VO and little cameos. But again, it's Bob Saget. I think the world loved him, so they could have flashed his fucking head up there for a minute. 20 seconds, you know?
He's an actor. As an actor, that's what he does. He
has more of a filmography than a lot of people.
Here's the question.
That probably gets
Tyler
tributes.
brings up a point, and to wrap it up, I wonder, I'm so curious what he's trying to say here. He said, take the comedy club out of it, Rich, but isn't that taking out the whole context of it?
It changes everything.
All right, so like take the Academy Awards and everything out of it.
They're wearing bow ties.
They're wearing bow ties at an award show. You can't take that out of it.
And he's a comedian telling jokes to a
I
crowd where
guess
everyone's a public figure,
he's
especially
insinuating
Jada Pinkett Smith.
He's
who's
insinuating
a very outspoken person.
I think he's insinuating my comedy club remark, meaning like if I was at a comedy club and some guy was roasting and making fun of Sarah. Well, yeah, take the comedy club out of it. That would mean that a stranger on the street was insulting and berating my wife.
It's like getting mad at a clown for making balloon animals. Like you're getting mad at Chris Rock for doing what he was there to do. And that's why someone should have defended him. And you see him, another thing you see him do is you see him look to the side like, we're just going to let this happen?
Okay. Chris Rock, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of him.
Where's the kid?
Where's the cat?
Where's the security? We're just going to let me get slapped? I came up here to tell jokes that you guys probably approved. You're just going to let me get slapped here like this?
Jason Brown better stay out of comedy clubs because he's not getting it. I love Jason Brown.
Man,
and
he just doesn't get it.
I like his take that Will Smith, this was the bubble over of a lot of emotions.
I agree with
I agree with him 100%. But if you can't handle this type of stuff, don't go to an award show. Don't go to a comedy club. If you think there's anything acceptable about like a man jumping on stage and
what's more acceptable, a joke or slapping somebody in the face? If you say slapping somebody in the face, you are wrong.
Yo,
the end. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
G.I. Jane short hair reference. If he was like, everyone having fun tonight? Who's going home and fucking Jada because Will ain't? That would be like, whoa. This was a lame G.I. Jane joke. Like, can we also put that in perspective?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a reference to Will not being a man. It wasn't a reference to their sexuality or their family. It was a bad hair joke because G.I. Jane was bald.
Heard any good jokes lately? That's still the best award moment. What was that, an MTV Movie Award? Pee Wee Herman gets out there.
All right, so hey, that's the story the world's talking about. Ta-da! We covered it better than anyone. The end.
I eventually passed out last night in rage exhaustion from just hearing everyone's bullshit opinion about that. So in other sad news, and again, we don't have to harp on it, but I don't even remember what day it was because it was like, oh, really? Was that Friday night? Got a text. And it was an article from Rolling Stone that Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters passed away at the age of 50. And immediately you're like, that's got to be fake. Just like the Will Smith thing. Yeah. This is staged. I'm like, this has to be fake.
It's a bummer.
Oh, man, this is real? That's terrible. So many thoughts run through your mind. Guys, he was one of the best. I don't expect everyone to know where he ranked as far as rock stardom, but one of the best, charismatic. He was like a superstar. If you're the drummer, you're usually like the forgotten guy in the band.
But he was
just as much of a star as anybody, and he was Dave Grohl's best bud. So another thing you got to put in perspective, and I've seen the meme, but I had the original thought before the fucking meme. You know, Dave Grohl was the drummer who lost his front man, became the front man who lost his drummer, and not just the drummer, but his best friend. So you got to think, oh my God, what a shame.
There's a lot of pain in that when you think about how he lost Kurt Cobain and now Taylor Hawkins, two right-hand men in
That's family at that point, yeah. And they've been doing it since '97 together, right? The quick history is Dave Grohl made the first album by himself. Yeah. He did all that shit by himself, and then he snagged Taylor Hawkins from Alanis Morissette. Everybody knows that story.
Yeah, he was Alanis's touring and part of everything she did for.
And
Jagged
Dave
Little
Grohl
Pill, right?
didn't get it at first. Dave Grohl's like, why are you willing to leave this career with Alanis Morissette when you're touring stadiums?
Yeah.
Like, she was outselling everybody at that point to be in my little band that nobody even knows yet. And it's because what Taylor Hawkins believed in, and they became immediate brothers. They had like a weird kinship and friendship and bond. And that translated on stage. That's why it always appeared they were having so much fun. But people have demons. I mean, Will Smith, clearly he's got something going on. And I sympathize with that. But you don't take it on Chris Rock. Man. And Taylor Hawkins clearly had his, man. And he was abusing drugs. And no official word as far as I know, but they found like 10 different substances in his body. And his heart was enlarged twice the size as a regular heart. And passed away on tour again at 50 years old. And Foo Fighters, just a massive band, and it's a massive loss in the rock world.
Yeah. I mean, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Definitely like heavy-hearted, no pun intended, all weekend long, just listening to the Foo Fighters.
Much like, same. Much like when anyone dies and they have that outpouring of support. I just hope he realized how many people were respected and appreciated him.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Man, that guy.
Because we were talking about this in the car. How he's a respected drummer of a major band, but he did kind of live in the shadow of Dave Grohl.
He did.
So, the fact that everyone's kind of showing their.
But how many drummers do you know by name? The way you knew Taylor Hawkins,
Lars.
I mean, he was pretty famous.
Franz.
Pretty famous.
Richie Duran.
The little person from Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Oh, by the way, I'm glad you said little. I'm glad you said little. I'm glad you said little person because I have a great transition.
The one-armed guy from Def Leppard. Drummers get respect.
I have a great transition. You said little person.
Ringo.
We're moving on.
Ringo. He had the last laugh.
So, our Fox producer Danny G. Guy's got pipes.
They want to be prisoner of the moment.
Hey, it's me, Danny G.
Hey, it's Danny G.
Hey, Danny G.
Hey,
that was Rocky Balboa.
Danny G, big Raiders fan, big love Lakers guy.
Like a juggalo or something. He's great, though.
So Danny G, our producer over at Fox, was like, yo, you know what you guys got to watch? Because when you're done watching, like, the important shit you want to watch, and if there's no game on that you want to watch, he goes, yo, you guys like Love is Blind, right? I go, yeah, it was a shit show. He goes, I know you guys talk about some of that corny reality stuff. You gotta watch 90 Day Fiance. But he pointed out a particular season and show. He's like, watch season 5 before the 90 days. So I was like, that's pretty specific. I went home, went on Hulu, and I was like, all right, 90 Day Fiance. There's a lot of shit that comes up because the show's been on for a long time, I guess. But I was like, all right, season 5 before the 90 days. And people that have been on the show for a long time do a great job talking about it, but they don't rave enough about how much of a shit show this is. Like, there's a dude that is the most hateable guy, douchey guy ever that meets up with a little person but doesn't realize how little she is. These are all like blind date people that have talked online. They finally meet in person and then get engaged. These stories are unbelievable. Some old-ass white biddy in the States has like some online romance with some smooth black dude that's like a rapper in Africa somewhere. Like, every storyline is... Sarah and I are looking at each other the whole time like, yo, this is the ultimate in trash TV. There's one guy who's like a nerdy dude with a goatee and he won't take off his hat because he's bald. And he meets this voluptuous, smoking hot body Latina woman from like Panama. And he's such a nerd. He's like, I'm bringing like a box of Viagra and I haven't been with a woman in years. And this good looking Panama woman is like all over him. But then the catch is she's like a maniac. Like, if he looks at a woman as a cashier, it's like, why you look at her? Like, this is the shit show of all shit shows. So if you need like a new awful show to watch in the background, take Danny G's advice.
I do, because I'm not watching Bel Air anymore.
Not my advice. Take Danny G's advice, because this...
But I got to watch Cobra Kai, sorry.
This 90 Day Fiance deal, I don't know how. Listen, I know people love the show. It's been on forever. But season 5, the one with the little person girl, the douchey dude, and all these weirdos. They're all weirdos, bro. Know what it is? Know what you realize more than anything? When you watch The Bachelor or Bachelorette or one of those shows, or even Love is Blind, you're like, yeah, good-looking people looking for attention. You're like, yeah, 20-somethings looking to just fuck around. Let's be honest. You're on The Bachelor and you got abs. You could date in the real world. You know what you want? You want to be on TV dating hotties. 90 Day Fiance is like the mutants of society. And you look at it with through a lens of, yo, these people are finding love internationally. The guys will tell stories like, I was having no luck here, so I put my dating filters on foreign land. So they're like, yo, could I find some hot girl? You know, you have the theory, you and Spot had the theory of, would it be fun to date
the belle of the barrio,
some fucking hot girl from the barrio, some like almost like some super poor woman that's like would appreciate you so much because you're just giving her an opportunity. And I said that's terribly wrong, and you're like, I don't know, bro, it sounds sort of interesting.
Yeah, I don't find that wrong at all. Just want someone to appreciate you.
No, I guess it's all about power at that point.
No,
you have power,
being appreciated. Like, that's what you're thinking.
No, because that's the underlying thing.
You're projecting.
If you're an ugly guy that dates a hot girl that's poor, that's a power issue right there.
To you.
Okay. Well,
I said being appreciated.
Well, this guy's like these doofus guys. This one guy that looks like his eyes are too close together, right? Fucking bald guy. His eyes like, you know, like when cartoon characters take off their glasses and they little pea eyes right next to each other?
Yeah.
This dude's like, I met this hot girl. And then again, like another smoking hot Hispanic girl. And all their friends like, yo, you think she might be like looking for a green card? He's like, I think she loves me. So if you need a new shit show,
I mean,
and you want to see, if you want to see all the mutants at Table 9 from The Wedding Singer in one place, they're all dating on 90 Day Fiance, and I'm almost saddened that it took me this long.
What season is that recently famous clip from where the guy's talking about how he laid it down in the bedroom kind of, and then the woman immediately shoots him down?
No, you did not.
Yeah, is that season 5?
I don't know, but the one I'm watching, Danny G specifically said season 5, so I may end up watching the other ones, but he's right though. Every couple, like there's one where there's one girl, it's like a curvy black girl who's with some Latino, like Guido-y douchey younger guy.
Curvy like Jason Hervey.
And they're like, they don't speak the same language. So all they do is like, she gets on her phone and she's like, look, boobies. And he's like, oh, boobies. And she's like, I think I'm going to marry him. And her friends are like, you guys don't even speak the same language. You just show him your titties on FaceTime. It's a shit show. If you need a shit show and a break from reality.
Here for the titties.
90 Day Fiance, far superior than all the other ones.
Jeff the Jerkman says he's not Latin. He's Tunisian or something like that.
Tunisian.
And then there's someone else from Tanzania. They're all over the world. It's so bad, it's great. It really is.
I believe you. And I think the takeaway here is Danny G, I don't think has ever recommended a show. But he was so passionate about this. Well, you have to hear him out and say,
I think
okay, I believe him.
He finally gauged that the two of you really enjoyed trash television.
No, but I think also on the spot, I think the thing is also, like, if Danny G's like, yeah, I love, Winning Time, Lakers, I like Ozark, I like this show. If he's naming all good shows and he's like, but the shit show, I'm like, all right, he has good taste. So.
Exactly. And I've come to this conclusion. I saw our buddy Chris White Sox was behind on our shows, and he was like appalled that I dissed on Yellowstone. I didn't really diss on it. I made a joke and said it wasn't for me. I gave it a chance.
Yeah. Not everything's for everyone.
Trying to be fair about that. Yeah. Everybody has different tastes. Not everything's for everybody. But here's what I want out of my entertainment. I either want to learn something or I want to be entertained. And if you're telling me I got to wait 3 hours to be entertained until I start to get into Yellowstone, I don't have time for that. So I pick and choose that way. Hey, is this shit going to make me laugh? Am I going to learn something? Am I entertained? If not, we have so many options. Why would I waste my time to see and wait to figure out to see if I like it?
Yeah.
And 3 hours in, I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's the world we live in. I didn't make it. I don't make monkeys. I just train them. I got time for that. The joke was, if I want to watch Dusty Cowboys, I'll watch Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin.
Dusty Cowboys.
Yellowstone is not my thing. And so how can I watch 90 Day Fiance? I haven't yet, but
guess it's easy.
Entertaining.
It's easy to watch.
It might not be as quality, but that shit is entertaining. I want to be entertained. That's it.
Acknowledge last night how handsome Kevin Costner is?
He looks fantastic.
I like it. I watched the first 2 seasons of Yellowstone. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I could say I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it.
I don't think you gave it a fair shot because it was too manly for you. Both of you.
There you go.
I think it was just
that spot. Too manly.
It was just too manly, I think.
I mean, could that be the dumbest assessment of any episode? Too manly? Why? Because it was about ranchers? It just wasn't my style. It was a little slow at times, and I get it. The daughter's badass, and the son. I get everything about it. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't love it.
Documentary about Jolly Ranchers.
Dude, you never watched Dexter.
Then this boring show
you never watched Dexter, Spot. So how can you? I mean, there's shows you just don't get into. You didn't watch Dexter.
Yeah, but I never started it and was like, this show's bunk. I just never started it.
Covino started Ozark and didn't love it. I'm fascinated by that, but hey, listen, not everything's for everyone. I watch Ozark and think it's the best show. Covino watched it and he's like, yeah, I don't like it. I'm like, dude, Ruth and Marty Bird, and you're like, no,
Ruth.
No, that show. Spot, do you watch Ozark?
I've watched the first 2 seasons.
But you didn't watch season 3 and 4 of Ozark. Was it too manly for you?
No, it was too...
okay, same thing. Get up and smack him.
It was too...
Just fucking smack him.
So I don't continue...
I don't like your attitude.
Yo, bro, I don't continue Yellowstone. Follow the narrative. I don't continue Yellowstone. I'm not manly enough. He doesn't continue Ozark. Oh, I got bored.
No,
you to each his own, bro. With provolone.
I was watching it with Kristen, and watching shows with Kristen is just very difficult. Because
unless they're French eye-rolly shows?
It's either... Well, like, she watched, 4 episodes of Bridgerton yesterday, but if I want to watch more than one episode of another show...
Bridgerton.
He's like, let's just watch it again tomorrow. I'm like...
Bridgerton. I'd rather watch Todd Bridges on Big Brother.
I'm going to fucking take the first Bridgerton out of here.
I agree. You have to take a Bridgerton. It's fucking... flood out there.
I know. I'm looking outside. It's pouring.
Throw Bridgerton on that island with Will Smith and all the people supporting him. Fuck out of here.
So some people give up on a show. Even if it's a good show, you're just like, I liked it, but I don't love. Covino's right. There's so many options that if you get that feeling of, I can't wait for the next episode.
You know what's more entertaining than Yellowstone? The Bachelor. And I'm serious. Is it as quality? Is there as much substance?
Shame
is
on
it,
you.
know,
Taylor Sheridan would smack, Taylor Sheridan would smack you in the face like
I want to
Will
be
Smith.
entertained, dude. I'm not sitting here trying to get invested in some shit just because everyone's telling me. Like, all right, well, where's the entertaining? Shit was boring. I couldn't even hear what the fuck was going on.
Kevin Costner.
Oh, so it's not that it's too manly for you. It's that you're too old to understand anything.
I had subtitles on, man.
Or sometimes you just don't click with something.
I just want to be entertained.
Did you watch True Blood?
Every episode.
Did you watch it? But
We
you didn't
watched
watch
it
Dexter?
together. We watched it together.
Yeah, but you did. There's shows that we talked about that you didn't watch.
Like what? Name another one.
Did you watch
other
Yellow
than-
Jackets?
I don't have Showtime.
I'm saying this shit. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
Give
You
me-
did,
I
right?
did. I watched every.
Did you watch
I love
Morning
Ted-
Show?
No, but he didn't either.
Morning Show is one of the best shows I've watched in the last 5 years. Neither one of you,
know
watch
what?
it.
I need
Am
a
I like,
show.
am I like,
I'm
yo,
off Bel Air. I'm
you
on
know,
to Morning Show.
Yo, am I like, yo, you're not smart enough for Morning Show? No, I say, hey, it's not for you.
And by the way, I never say never. I might be in a different mood and in a different place where Yellowstone hits me all of a sudden.
There's something about-
it's resonating. I'm like, yo, I was wrong about that shit. You're okay to. It's okay to change your mind.
Apple TV to me is like the bastard child of streaming services.
I think it's
because I just never think about it.
I know.
It's there. I have it for free. It's there. I just never think to go to it.
I agreed with you, Spot. I feel that way about Peacock because the only thing on Peacock was for me was the Joe Montana documentary, and I'm not just saying this because Will Smith is on our shit list. I've watched Bel Air and I'm not caught up, but again, like Covino said, there's layers of interest. There are shows that call me corny, but like This Is Us, right, Spot? I look forward to each week, like, new episode.
Well,
right? Hold
regardless, is sparking an emotion, right?
Yeah,
So,
whether it's corny, intrigue, whatever it is. Like
Intrigue.
every week, I'm like, ooh, new This Is Us, or ooh, Winning Time, Lakers. Ooh, if I'm looking forward to the new episode, that's how I know I'm into a show. I'm like 2 behind on Bel Air, and I'm like, well, I'll catch up when I can. That means I like it, but I don't love it. You're allowed to like and not love. Like, there's levels, you know that, right? I mean, you don't need to love or hate. You don't need to be like the world with politics, like extreme left or extreme right. You're allowed to be somewhere in the middle. And there are a lot of shows where I'm like, I like it. Like.
Daddy, I like you.
I like you. Like you. Yeah, like I watched the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker because everyone's like Peacemaker. I liked it. I didn't love it, but other people like I love it. And you know what? Hey.
The last show that really sucked me in was Reacher.
And you know what, Spot? I hear great things, and maybe I'll watch it one day, just not yet.
Probably too manly for you.
Probably too manly. That's exactly what it's. Too manly for me.
There's a lot of action in that movie.
Too manly for this big vagina.
Probably too
apparently.
manly
You know,
in
it's.
this
you know what's manly? Being like Burt Reynolds. Smack him. Smack this guy. Be like Chevy Chase.
Too manly.
Smack this
You
guy.
know what's manly? 90 Day Fiance is manly, Spot.
Oh yeah.
Jeff the Jerkman hit me up.
90 Day Fiance. Oh, Spot, can you look up this up for people? Look this up. I don't
Big
use
Ed?
the word midget's wrong, but I'm a little person. So there's this girl I've never seen, and every time I think of little people, rest in peace, Chuck Love, our original best pal, the best little person friend we ever had.
Pour one out for Chuck Love.
Chuck Love. But most little people, and this is no disrespect, most little people, their look, you could tell from their face and everything, something's, you know, they have something's off in the look, right? This little person on 90 Day Fiance, from the waist up, looks like a completely normal woman, and then just has like little legs.
Right.
So when the guy met her online, he's like, oh, so like you're short and little? And she's like, yeah, I'm a little person. And he's like, when he met her, he's an asshole, but he's,
It's really you. Hi.
Hey,
It's really you.
it's really me. Let's see your face.
Oh, I'm scared.
like she's an attractive
Okay,
woman,
hold
but
on.
no, you can't
Hold
tell
on.
that she's little unless you see her in person. Look, like my God.
Hey,
Stop.
oh, you look great.
Thank you.
She
Thank
does.
You. Thank you.
That's so weird.
Gosh.
Did he not see her hands?
Well, I'll
though?
tell you.
It's kind of surreal seeing you in person. I mean, I've known you for a long time. I think you look great, but you're smaller than I thought.
Is it
It's so
weird for
awkward.
you? Like,
It's different.
yeah.
Do you feel weird pushing me?
I feel tired. My left arm is about to die.
I can give you my wheelchair to sit.
Yeah, you can push me around. Just put that anywhere.
Yo, awkward as hell. Fuck, can you look up one more just to give Covino? This is season 5. Look up.
You're smaller than I expected.
Look up. Gino. The guy's name is Gino, and he's with some hot Latina chick.
Do you think he was thinking in the back of my mind, but my dick is gonna look huge?
Yo, dude, I'm not. It sounds terrible, but little people usually you could tell.
That's manly,
dude,
bro.
Like when they were showing her on like Zoom
here,
or FaceTime.
hold on.
She has big titties and like a pretty face. So the guy was
like, look at her here. Look at just even the still image. Would you think that she's a little person?
No, and that's why he was like,
camera angles. Am I right?
Damn. Spot. Look up Gino.
Gino
season 5. This guy, everything about this guy you love. He's the guy that's with the jealous hot Latina. And this is a great little departure from the serious Will Smith, Chris Rock conversation. Gino and hot Latina girl.
This guy?
Yeah.
Together for sure.
Yes, and sometimes I look back at the issues that we had. And I love you one day, and the next day, I wanted to cut you into pieces.
Like, yo,
But now we're here enjoying the night and laughing about it.
You can stop it, Spot. But when they're about to meet, like this guy's like, I haven't been with a woman in years, and he's like corny as hell, and she's like, I'm going to make love to him. I wonder if he's ready for me. Like, I want to try all sexual crazy things. And he's like, I don't know how this guy handled her.
Shouldn't the Learning Channel just like sort of rebrand and just like market themselves as like people's issues? It's like hoarding, weight issues, maniacs.
Video chat. I picture my future with Jasmine, raising a family and growing old together.
Video chat.
Starting to feel real.
Yeah, there she is. Look at, go back, Spot. You see her like the booty shot. Yeah, like there she gets it. So this guy.
I am Jasmine. I have a big booty.
Nice. Big.
My name is Jasmine. I'm 34 years old, and I live in Panama City, Panama.
She's like, I'm going to eat him alive.
I intimidate most guys.
I can't wait for him to come in my canal.
Beautiful and intelligent.
My Panama canal.
You can stop it, but he is this doofus guy. He's like, they're showing him packing.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's in the box? And no joke, he packed like 100 blue pills. He's like, they are tested and ready to go. Fucking nerd.
I cannot wait to show him my Panama canal.
So, if anything, brainless.
Apparently, you have to check your brain at the door and shake your head at how absurd these people are. Yeah. You won't learn anything, even though it's on the Learning Channel. May even lose intelligence watching it, but once you start, you can't look away. Jeff, the jerk man.
Is it true she
Thank
used
you
to be a
for the
dude?
Jerk man. Maybe she used to be a dude. Maybe that's the rub.
I'm not surprised at anything.
Maybe that's the catch.
Everybody's a dude.
Used to be a dude. Man, where do we go from here?
Oh, I have an update.
Oh.
It's such a weak move, but we've all done a version of it. Like, you ever been dissed by a girl and then you play like some sort of card of like, I don't know, I think my grandma's real sick. Just to like reel in the attention. Like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'll put all this aside to be here to listen because
That's the
you remember that move?
That's the high school, college.
You can't break up with me. I think I'm dying.
That's the high school trick that every fucking loser, including myself, pulled.
We've all done some version
Guilty.
of it, right? Like,
where
I don't know.
Your high school girlfriend dumped you, and she's like,
"Oh my God, really?"
Your high school girlfriend dumps you, and she's like, "How are you?" And you're like, "Not well."
You're exaggerating. I don't think I've ever done it. I just think I've exaggerated.
I've exaggerated,
shit,
like,
right?
yeah, things aren't good.
I don't know.
You know?
Man, things aren't good. Like, grandma's.
Dude, grandma's kick. I think she has limited time left. She always loved you.
It's looking bad. It's looking real bad. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep you on the phone because, I'm trying to reel you back in because I feel bad about you dissing me and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry about your grandma.
I guess I'll get by.
Well, we've all done a version of it. Unfortunately, today's version of that is as weak as it gets. I'm convinced that everybody's eating Weekies for breakfast. Everybody's weak. And kids today, we touched on this, they pull the, yeah, life's tough. I don't know if I can make it card.
That's terrible.
And here's what's wrong about it. There's a lot of kids that really feel that way. Right? I mean, mental health is a real thing. I'm not saying it's not. Let's make that very clear.
My new favorite show, American Idol. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, tugging the heartstrings, right?
Tugging the heartstrings. It's so great. I think it's.
What do you do?
New.
I sing and tug the heartstrings.
Oh,
great!
Guitar
Let's hear it.
I'm sorry. Did you say guitar strings?
Yeah, no. I play the heartstrings.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a kid he's like 19, but like he was like, yeah, he was me. He's like, I grew up. I was a fat kid. People made fun of me. I felt horrible. Like I felt like the world was ending. And then I lost all this weight, and then it just got worse. So I was suicidal, and I thought the world needed to end. And then I found music. It's speaking to what you're saying. It's like kids have no coping mechanisms. They're just like
none.
They're just like, I'm like, do you know how many times I was fucking called fat and probably bullied my life?
Everybody's got their story and everybody's got their issues. Today's person leads with that shit.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, I know it's for a show.
Yeah, but it's a good example spot.
But yeah, I just remember that. Everyone has a sob story. And I told you, the refreshing part about American Idol, at least this season, I don't
You know
watch
who had
it
a
every
sob
season.
story? Leaders of the New School, right? Lonnie 3000?
There it is.
Leaders of the New School. Sob story.
The most refreshing part is some of the people, like one of the girls that I think is going to be at least top 5 was, yeah, you know, I come from a good family. My dad works for the NFL. We travel around a lot. I'm really hot, young, and cute, but sometimes I have trouble fitting in at new schools. But you know, it's like I'm really good.
Her story was so basic. Spot told me he goes, this girl's like attractive and talented.
They tried to force,
and they're trying to force a narrative.
Yeah,
and
but
like her narrative is like, yeah, her dad moves for work once in a while, so she has to adjust to a new school. Like that, they couldn't find the sob story.
But like the refreshing ones are the ones that just come in. They're like,
of the new school.
Yeah, you know, I have a really good family and I sing really well. This is me. This is who I am. Like that's fine. I don't need to know that like, you know, everyone in your family was murdered and through music you found solace.
Yeah, that's wild.
Let me make this very, very, very abundantly clear again for the boneheads who think Will Smith was right. I understand that there's a major, major part of America that suffers, of the world that suffers from mental illness.
Yes, sir.
And that these kids are suffering, right? And the pandemic didn't help. And you see it on social media. And I'm sure that also plants the seed of, man, well, that gets attention. If I lead with my ailments and my problems, man, I get attention that way. So again, not to discredit people that really suffer, but it also lets kids know that, hey, if I lead with this, people might care more about me. And it's unfortunate. So what we used to do, oh man, grandma's really sick. Oh man, I don't know if my puppy's going to make it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, things are tough.
Those moves we used to pull, I believe that kids are pulling those moves to get other people's attention that they normally wouldn't have.
Makes sense completely.
I find my daughter to be in those scenarios because here she is, and she's an intelligent kid, right? So all of a sudden she's the Dr. Phil to all these little kids and their problems. No, they're trying to keep her attention because they're little weenies. They're little nerds that are trying to capture her attention, pulling that move. But you know, it's totally acceptable in today's world. Not like, oh, my puppy's sick. It's like, I'm thinking about hurting myself. And that is
scary.
A discredit to the people who really and would and that are really suffering. But as an adult and as a parent, you never really know, right? You never really know.
So
and we discussed this.
You have to make treat every threat as credible.
So I told you we're at Fox Sports Radio doing our show a few weeks ago, and my daughter's frantically hitting me up. Granted, she has her own issues. Now she's burdened with other people's issues.
Yeah.
And she's frantically freaking out like, Dad, do I call 911? Because this kid is threatening to harm himself. Do I call? He's not answering. She's not responding. And this is a kid that really just keeps her reeled in because he's like, oh, I don't know, today was a bad day. Oh.
It's
it
terribly
might be, but I don't buy it.
It's terribly sad. If it's not true and this kid is just doing it for attention and manipulating your daughter, it's worrisome because it is the way more than ever in 2022 to garner someone's attention.
But honestly, here's why it's dangerous, because there are real kids going through real problems and are in real jeopardy. And then there's other kids just doing this shit because it's so commonplace.
I mean, not that this will happen, but honestly, put that kid on a 72-hour hold in a psych ward. He'll change his mind real quick when he sees actual psychotic people in a psych ward.
Exactly. And it's unfair to my kid who's like having a panic and anxiety attack because her friend isn't answering the phone anymore. So anyway, it was put on me to notify the school or the
that
parents.
kid's parents or something. Yeah.
So, it's awkward as fuck.
Who'd you end up going to?
But the update was I was told the best thing to do by a professional is to notify the school because they have people to handle the stuff, and I did. And it was awkward as hell, but I had to put on my big boy pants. But I'm just a little boy.
Does that?
But now you feel like you did what you needed to do.
Does that hurt? Did Melody get angry because it?
I didn't tell her.
Oh,
that goes down today probably.
Because I'm saying it breaks her confidence now with this guy.
Well, I said that. I said, look, I don't want my kid getting
wrapped up or feeling guilty
just feeling
or
the repercussions of being the whistleblower when she's just really concerned about this kid, and she's telling me, and I'm an adult, and if I was the parent, I'd want to know.
Tell your daughter
whether it's serious or not. It's unacceptable.
If Melody gets upset in any way, right? I think I saw a meme that to show your kids in these scenarios when there's a struggling kid, just a simple you know what? I'd rather a mad friend than a dead friend, or there's little phrases that that are passed around how could you tell the teacher or your dad or this or that, and all Melody needs to be is I care about you. I rather you be mad than dead.
Well,
I mean that's a simple answer. How could a kid?
Principal McVicker over the weekend, and I was like, listen, I really don't want my kid wrapped up in this. I didn't say it like that, but I was like, this is just too much, and someone needs to know about it. And
it goes back to
you know what's really weird though? Here's my weirdest takeaway. Besides the feeling of this awkward conversation, I felt really fucking weird about this. Should I be doing this? It was weird. Like I said, it was very adult of me. And I was like, how am I even in this conversation right now? But I had to. Kid's name's a weird name because all these kids are weird. I said his name was Ransom. Right?
Ransom, yeah. Ransom. It goes all with that TikTok trend. Names that would be cool if they didn't have other meanings. Chlamydia. Beautiful.
Is that a boy or a girl? I don't know, Dad. I never asked them.
Violence sounds like a beautiful girl.
What do you mean you don't know if it's a boy or a girl? I never asked. Oh, okay. Ransom. I said, they're like, well, what's the student's name? And I'm like, the name is Ransom. Either in 6th or 7th grade. I'm not sure. My daughter's new to the school. But I'm seeing and hearing these things, and someone needs to know.
It wasn't the kid's real name?
No, she goes, oh, there's several Ransoms that go to the school. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, all right. Well, anyway, nice knowing you. Take care of it. I just want to keep my name clear out of this.
It's like that. Remember that clip you played last week where it was a person on social media not everything is, what is it? Remember that woman about mental health?
Oh,
not everything is gaslighting. Not everything is.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like that's how kids are conditioned to feel, and because they see the response that social media people get by saying this stuff.
Yes.
So they're doing it in real life.
Yes, and you don't know as an adult, and can you imagine what the teachers and the guidance counselors go through? They're earning their money more than ever now. I didn't even know my guidance counselor. These guys are probably like, holy shit, how do we handle this? We got to tell the kids. We got to tell the parents, because you don't know if this kid is just pulling one of those moves or they're serious. And either way, you got to take it serious.
I know.
So had to have that unfortunate conversation.
Ransom.
And I just hope that Melody doesn't get any backlash for taking it serious as she should have.
Yeah. Hey, listen, in other Covino news, I saw Jordyn on TikTok saying that she's thinking about kidnapping that dog. Is that the latest?
I'm gonna send it to Spot.
Her family is not taking your offer to buy the dog, which was peculiar in the first place. So now she's thinking about just keeping it and being like, "Come get it."
So,
on her account,
yeah, it was her last video, I believe. It was the update.
Kidnapping.
So, Jordyn always wanted this dog. She felt a connection with this dog from day one, before I was ever involved. Yeah. And as we know, the dog fell in love with me and didn't want to leave. Belonged with us. That's how Jordyn felt. However, it's her family's dog. So she can't just always get what she wants, even though she said, I'll give you money for it.
But if you,
that's wild.
But if you try sometimes.
Here's her reaction. I'll give you the update. This is courtesy of her TikTok. What's it say, Spot?
Thinking about how I offered $4K for my mom's 6-year-old dog because I could give her a better life, and mom said no. So now I have to research the repercussions of dog napping.
Crazy.
When I tell you, you remember
all I see is Jubb
how the
Crevice.
Grinch stole Christmas?
Jubb Crevice.
When the Who's from Whoville realized that the Grinch had a heart?
Yeah.
Not that I don't think Jordyn has a heart, but man, did it feel nice
to see that she had a motherly side.
See the waterworks.
The
like,
maternal instinct.
The Grinch's heart grew 3 times that day when the puppy had to leave.
Well, a lot of times a woman's first maternal instincts that a guy sees is how she treats a puppy.
They came to retrieve the dog. We were dog watching, her family's dog. She's always wanted the dog, but the dog brought a lot of life into our very cold house.
Yeah.
Made it feel like a home. Jordyn was doing her little doggy voice.
What are you in for? Dog napping.
Yeah. She was doing her little cutesy dog voice. It was nice. We were going for walks, right? The dog brought lots of joy. When they came to pick up the dog, Jordyn put on the waterworks, man. She was in tears. And I was just happy to see that she cared that much about anything. I was like, wow, look at all the love she has.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Ransom 2, starring Jordyn.
No, Ransom's the kid in Melody's
Ransom, Ransom, they stole a kid.
No.
Yeah,
so
tie into everything. Right?
She so reluctantly gave the dog back. And like, here, take. Like, I don't even think she made eye contact with her brother or stepdad the whole time. Jordyn, if I could give it to you, I would, Jordyn.
Then you should, Mom.
Yeah. I was. Oh, by the way, I was the
go-between.
I was the go-between of the most awkward scenario. I was just like, so guys, great trip, San Diego. Tell me about it. Meanwhile, Jordyn's like crying about the dog. It was so sad. But they took their dog, and now Jordyn is like a grumpy puss. So
really,
there's no joy in Mudville.
Really looking forward to watching Taken 4, starring Jordyn.
Oh.
But you can't always get what you want, as the Rolling Stones said. Jordyn, you can get another breed, Jordyn. That's not the point, Mom. I love her personality, and she loves me.
You know this came up.
Jordyn.
This came up.
Jordyn. I feel so bad.
This came up at my friend's house on Saturday night because someone else was talking about. Oh, I know what it was. I was at my buddy Dax's house, who I play softball with, one of my good buds.
Dax.
What
a strong name that is.
Dax.
It's
our buddy Ross's brother.
Yeah.
And that's short for anything?
Daxtholomew. I don't know.
Daxter.
Daxamillion.
Daxter.
The Claw. So I'm at my buddy Dax's house, and they have 2 little French bulldogs. And one of our buddies, Dave, who we play softball with, was there with his wife, and he's like, hey, these all French bulldogs. They're cute, but aren't they pricey? What is a French bulldog now? Like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000? What is a Frenchie? And everyone was like guessing. And it was like, yeah, probably like $3,000 to $5,000, depending.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, hey, listen, some people want a particular breed, other people adopt, other people. There's no wrong way. Like, you can't, there's no wrong way to have a pet, right? And I think our buddy Ross brought up, he said, I saw Covino with a dog or something. Something happened. I was like, oh yeah. Funny thing was, Covino, believe it or not, offered his girlfriend's family money for the dog. I'm like, do you guys think that's wild or normal?
No. I upped the ante.
So
the
I was
offer was already made.
Some people were cracking up. I was like, Covino, the guy I do my show with, they all know who you are.
You make it seem like I went to a stranger and made a decent proposal for Bindi. I did not.
I said Covino and his girlfriend love this dog so much that they were like asking her family, like Covino practically told his future in-laws, I want to buy your dog.
But you got to remember one important factor here. not that the dog's mistreated in any way, but apparently, like, it doesn't even go on walks and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She's saying I would give it a better life.
I know. So it ended up, we weren't talking about you. It just started a good conversation because one guy, Dave goes, well, it's interesting though, is that, I mean, everyone's got a price. And I go, yeah, $1 Million Man style. So it started the conversation of everyone has a price probably for anything other than maybe murder. Like anyone that's like, I love my dog. It's like, do you love your dog? Like, here's a suitcase of $100,000. Yes, I still love my dog. All right. Do you love your dog? Like, here's your house paid off in $500,000? Because you'd be a moron to be like, no, my dog. Like, everyone's got a price for their dog. Like, you can say you don't. You can say you don't. But if you go up to, think of like the person that loves their dog the most. Like, think of someone you know. Someone that's like me, Spot. Who loves
Daniel Javier Fitz loves his dog El Cucuy. He's like, yo, that's my dog.
My brother loves his dog.
Your brother
loves his dog.
J-Rock. Mm-hmm. If J-Rock had his dog, and J-Rock's got a baby Gio, his beautiful wife Tracy, who we've all seen her boobs because your brother likes to show them. The beautiful Tracy and James with baby Gio, living the life in New Jersey. James is working hard, doing stuff with Tudmaster Tommy, doing radio stuff, podcasting, making ends meet. If you told your brother, 100,000, give me the dog, your brother would hand over that dog in a second.
Probably would.
Well, the love of your dog changes a little.
Now, if you told James,
when you have your own,
if you told James like, yo, $5,000 for the dog, he'd say, no, it's my dog. There's everyone. The point is, everyone has a price. If someone says,
that's where my brother is.
If someone like, that's why when Covino would say things like, yo, bro, it's called like integrity and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but there's a price where if I told you, Covino, grab that guy's dick, you'd grab his dick.
No.
See, you say no, but if it was like, Covino, here's $1 million in cash, untraced, grab that guy's dick. You'd be a liar if you said, no, I wouldn't.
I'm a dick grabber, bro. So
I'm a dick grabber for $1 million.
For more incentive to subscribe and upgrade to tier 2, I'm not going to give you all the details because I'm very proud of my last 2 behind the velvet ropes.
You've been doing a great job with those.
No, I put a lot of thought and heart into them. And I think the last one was great. And you can see my patio. It's looking sweet. I did a patio chill behind the velvet rope and I gave the doggy update. So I'm not going to give you all the juice here. I want you to subscribe to tier 2 is behind the velvet rope. But I will say this. The dog loved me so much that I got in my own head of like, what if this dog has some crazy intuition and his senses that like I'm going to die of a heart attack and is trying to tell me like, go to the hospital. Because it was sitting on my chest like, and I'm the last guy in the world that wants a dog up my nose. I'm like, get away from me, dog. But this dog just wanted to love me so much that I'm like, this dog's trying to tell me something.
Must be.
There must be more to this.
There must
so
be.
I started getting maniacal about it. I'm like, Jordyn, is this dog in love with me? Or is it like trying to tell me that I'm dying and I need to like go get checked out?
That's probably it.
It kept sitting on. I'm like, I'm here laying down. His dog wants to be up my nose.
Or just
sitting on my chest.
What do you think my dog does every night? The kids go to sleep. I lay on the couch.
Like, the dog's not like that with anybody. This dog loves us. It should be here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It seems like the dog had a routine because if the dog was like, I know it's nighttime, I'm going to lay next to Covino on the couch, the dog was better at your house. I think I agree with Jordyn.
Either that or I'm going to die of a heart attack and the dog was trying to tell me. So I talked about that in depth and I gave you all sorts of life updates. Behind the Velvet Rope this weekend. Please check it out on our Patreon. And of course, we talked about, you could hear our live reaction to the Chris Rock thing. That and more, March Madness and more on foxsportsradio.com. We were on last night, had another really fun show.
St. Peter's finally turned into a pumpkin.
Whatever that means.
Not how it works.
That's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Hey, Rich, speaking of, can I get into the random news real quick and then we'll wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Did I cry? Fuck out of here. Vatos don't cry over puppy dogs like that, Raymond. I said, see you later.
Everyone's got a price, though, by the way.
See you later, doggy.
Everyone's got a price for everything.
I felt special, though. I'm like, man, this dog loves me.
Vatos don't cry.
Vatos don't cry over shit like that.
No,
So,
they don't.
What if you got an indecent proposal, but not Jordyn, it was you? What if like some old biddy was like, I want him. And the woman's like,
I'll pay for gas somehow.
me?
And the woman's like, yes, you, handsome Latino man. If you make love to me, I'll give you $500,000. Would Jordyn be like, do it.
Dang, bro.
Do you think Jordyn would tell you to fuck an old lady for $500,000?
When I was 20-something years old, that was my fantasy. I used to walk real slow up 57th Street. I'm like, this is where all the rich people live, right?
Truthfully, what's the
When am I
answer
going
to
to
that?
get this offer?
It was weird that you were in a Speedo and bow tie.
Give me,
I was like, where's all these rich ladies asking me for sex?
Give me the Jordyn moral code on that. Not for her, for you. What if some old lady?
She doesn't have to know.
How the fuck do I know?
What if some old lady was like, I want you to make love to me for $500,000? Would Jordyn say like, you better do it?
She doesn't have to know.
Or would Jordyn say like, no, you're my man? Or would she say,
I don't know. I really don't know.
What if it was like the landlady from Kingpin?
I mean, are you really? You got to really be in the moment to get a real answer. You know, I don't know how.
if some old lady offered Covino $500,000 to sleep with her, ... would you want him to do it?
You can't just
like out of context. Like, how weird is that?
That's right.
But we'll get into the rando news. Oh, the day. Make it quick, make it snappy, like a rubber band sandwich.
News.
Rando news, March 28th, 2022, Covino and Rich. We talked about the unfortunate passing of Taylor Hawkins, the age of 50. That's when you put on your professional radio chops too, because I had to do a lot of let's remember Taylor Hawkins.
I hate those moments.
Sirius XM.
I feel like I hate to put on the somber voice just to do it, which is why I don't do it.
And here's one from Slipknot.
I listen to, because I don't have Sirius in my old car, I listen to K-Rock, the rock station. Not only were they playing Foo Fighters every other song the whole weekend, but the morning people came on, and like I've listened to the morning show on the way in sometimes, but their somber voice was like so disingenuous.
That's why I hate doing it.
It was like, yeah, we're really sorry about the passing of Taylor Hawkins. He was really a legend in the rock world. We're so proud to have had him on the
You hear the eulogy that
show.
Sirius XM is playing? They told the voiceover guy to be like extra like sad and boring. And I'm like, I mean, not supposed to be happy, I get it, but it's like, I hate the fake forced sad voice. Does that make sense?
On a side note, I had to redo a lot. Like, I already had a lot of that shit recorded. And then when I got the news, I'm like, oh man, I had to go and recut a bunch of breaks and, you know, proceed with the somberness. So, hey, that's just part of the gig. It's a cold day in the sun. One of my favorites from Taylor Hawkins and the Foo Fighters. But in other news, I mentioned this yesterday on Fox Sports Radio. Another drummer who sang like no other. I was always impressed by the drummer who sang while playing the drums.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Taylor Hawkins did it, but who did it better than anybody? Phil Collins. Phil Collins performed his last show ever this weekend at the age of 71 with his bandmates from Genesis. It's just sad. It says, after tonight, we'll all have to get real jobs. A frail Phil Collins, 71, stands with Genesis bandmates. They're all in their 70s for the final ever show in London. And, you know, I just got to give props where they're due. When you hear, first of all, he looks like some old Russian woman, but was a pop star in the 80s. It's amazing, right?
It's the tracksuit.
No. I'm saying like even in the 80s. Oh. Like that guy was an 80s pop star. They don't make him like that anymore.
I had a deep thought.
But when you hear his music now, you're like, man, those songs rock, dude. That dude rocked way harder than you give him credit for.
I had a deep thought about getting old.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, I don't think it was a high thought. It was more of a feeling of when you get to a certain age, right? Like right now, you're a 40-something-year-old guy with a 12-year-old daughter. You may have more kids. You have plenty of life ahead of you. Career.
Son and name him Stadon.
Short for Mastodon?
Yeah, Stadon.
Yeah, that's your new one.
No, but follow this thought. Right now, you're a 45-year-old guy with plenty left in your future as far as your goals, right? Career-wise, possible kids, maybe getting married again. Like all these things are
married.
No, but all these things are like in the future, right? Do you think you hit a point where your kids are old, you're retired, you're not 60 or 70 anymore, maybe you're 80 or 90, and you're like, if I go, I go. I've done it. Or do you think you always are like chasing and battling father time? Like, you think when someone's 100, there's like a piece they have, like, I've lived it and I've done it. Like, you know what no one wants to do? no one wants to go out, unfortunately, like Taylor Hawkins at 50, when you know that he could have very well lived another 40 plus years, right? I mean, like, that's you could argue that if people live to 100, he checked out at halftime, sadly. Do you think you get, if you're like 100?
Didn't you say yesterday science is going to make us live to 150?
There's a story out of the New York Post that said they're close to figuring out a couple little genetic things
he only lived a third of his life.
That you could end up living, a human could end up living to 150. And I don't know, Covino, it just made me think, does there come a point if you are like 90, 100 years old, like my late grandmother who just passed away a year ago in Florida? You think she's like, my kids are 60s, my grandkids are all grown with kids. I've lived a full life. Like, when it's my time, I'm like okay with it. Is there? Do you think that like Phil Collins is walking away? He's never going to perform again. Like that chapter, like the most important chapter of his life, probably other than family, is now done. I'm not performing anymore. That's a big thing to walk away from, right? Like when Elton John's like, "This is my last go," and then what? Like you wait to die?
Yeah, I mean.
Sounds morbid, but right? I mean,
he can't move his hands anymore. He can't do that stuff.
What does he have?
He has something.
Is it
some sort of
neurodegenerative disease? What do you want to see? The clip you sent me or the clip of him retiring?
The clip I just sent you.
Okay.
Because it puts it in perspective. Like, we're not going to see a pop star like him. And
by the way, Jordyn hit me up saying that how much of the money would she be getting? And she's she would definitely negotiate this.
Oh yeah, because you.
Like if you were to sleep with an older lady,
right? She'd get half of it.
I said half. She goes, definitely consider
it. Interesting.
So if some old lady wanted you,
$250K, I'd do it.
Yeah, that's what I said. $250K each. You split it. She goes, definitely consider.
Do you have to
split it? Pun intended.
Do you have to
ew,
right? Depends on what you have to do.
That would be the part of it. That would be the
right?
I'm with you spot.
Like
you can stick it anywhere, but doing that is like
it's called the 15-15-30.
Like if you put, if you turn the lights out, it's all the same.
Yeah,
a hole's a hole.
Damn, Spot's right though. It's the idea of like, wait, what do I have to exactly do? Because you could, I'm like this. No, but I'm saying the Spot's right. You could just grab some cheeks and thrust away. It's the other stuff where you're like, I have to do that too.
Now lick my butthole.
What did you say, old lady? You heard me.
Get to work.
Buy one of those fake rubber tongues.
Get to work.
Oh, sorry, I practice safe the cunnilingus.
Analingus. I practice safe analingus.
Here, play this clip because Rich loves this guy.
He loves this guy.
And we've made this point several times, but it sort of ties into Phil Collins.
Don't you miss when music had middle-aged pop stars? The
do.
songs were just better because you didn't need to be sexy or cool. You just had to be a great musician. Like Phil Collins, one of the greatest musicians of all time, looks like a Russian mechanic. Do you know how talented you have to be to sell 100 million albums when you look like you sell cologne on TV? You take away Justin Bieber's looks, he's not filling half the seats. Remember this song from Pretty Woman? Look at this guy. Receding hairline, probably divorced. Imagine they made a pop song for a big budget romantic comedy now. They'd get some 17-year-old with no life experience. But if you're making a movie about picking up prostitutes, you get a guy that picks up prostitutes. Tina Turner released What's Love Got to Do With It when she was 44. You think a 44-year-old woman would have a #1 hit song now when we become so ageist and vain? We're probably missing out on so many great artists because they don't look like 12-year-olds. Beauty standards are way too high as it is. You don't want to feel bad about yourself when you're listening to music. Throw on some Michael McDonald. Not only will you get to dance, but you'll also be reminded of how nice it is to not have to worry about turning into a werewolf. Don't you miss?
He's right, though, man.
Yeah.
We're getting robbed of some real quality music because
I agree.
The pop star today has zero life experience.
I disagree and agree at the same time because half the pop stars, J-Lo, Beyonce, Jay-Z,
they're not putting out hits.
Eminem. No, but I'm saying like the people that are still relevant.
Even their voice is annoying. Billie Eilish just writes some deep shit.
Well, she's an exception. There's exceptions.
Yeah.
But anyway,
there are a lot of looks don't matter anymore, though. I'll tell you that.
Phil Collins.
Look at some of the. You ever see some of the goobers that are making these pop songs? I look them up and I'm like, that's a dude. Honestly, half the pop songs you look up now, where you're like, yeah, I like that song. Let me see who sings it. You're like, I wish I didn't look it up.
Let me give you an example of what I was trying to say before.
A lot of times, too, they're not writing their own music. It's written by people with life experience.
Yeah, that. I play Land of Confusion on Disturbed. A cover by Disturbed on Turbo. And I think to myself, man, this song rocks. Land of Confusion by Disturbed. But then when you hear the original version, you're like, oh, wait, no. That shit always rocked. Like, this is Phil Collins. Motherfucker rocked. But he's 71 now. So, thanks, Phil Collins. All right.
Do you want to hear a speech?
Sure.
Clip?
Yeah.
Tonight is a very special night.
Looks like my Uncle Tommy.
Of course, we're playing in London, and it's the last stop of our tour. And it's the last show for Genesis.
Wow, the last show for Genesis.
I'll tell you what, he's a legend that doesn't get enough credit for sure. Yeah, for Phil Collins.
I said leave it there, Spot.
Yeah, leave it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And we applaud Phil Collins, 71, great career.
Curious what he was going to say.
Dude had some great songs. Speaking of getting old, actually, I got 2 old guy stories. You talked about getting real old, Rich. If you guys have the same algorithm as I have, I always see this old-ass, alien-like, weird-looking Buddhist monk. You ever see this guy? He's 100-something years old. He's so old, he started looking really weird. He died, I think, this weekend. He was 109 years old. But I would always see clips of this, like, is that a real person? That person's so old, it doesn't even look like a person. That person finally died.
Oh, no, I was following the wrong person. Do you guys follow old gays?
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know what that
On
means.
TikTok? You don't know these guys? Look up old gays. That's their name. It's 4 old gay guys that are best buds that all just do dances together. They have 6 million followers.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with
you just said old guy. You said an old guy on TikTok, and I said, I follow old gays, not old Buddhist monks.
This guy looks like he's dead.
Yeah. Look at the old Buddhist monk. Look at this guy. No, he looks like a crypt. Like someone pulled him out of a coffin.
Well, I'd always see updates on this person. That person just died.
Oh my God. It looks like, you know who he looks like? You remember in Beetlejuice where Alec Baldwin started, he's on the, he's floating above the table and he started shriveling away to nothing?
There's some
That's what he looked like.
really weird clips of this person. And, I eventually lost like all his sight.
What is it? Old gays, Rich?
Yeah, look up at old gays.
Apparently it's awesome, Rich. Old gays.
Oh, yeah. Old gays are hilarious. Look at the third video with 26 million views, Spot. I mean, all their things have millions of views, but they're pretty funny. And they hang out with like Nicole Scherzinger and other like young artists or hot artists. Nicole Scherzinger, not young, but she looks like she's 25.
How many million?
The third one that has 20, the pinned one that has 26 million.
Comes in different orders here.
Yeah. It's one of the top 3.
It shows up different on here.
They don't show pinned ones? No. Okay.
How did you get turned on to this, by the way? I'm serious.
Oh, it popped up. It popped up in
it's
the
famous?
just on the feed. Yeah, and they're famous. They have like they're TikTok famous. I think someone was duetting them, and I saw it. Well, anyway, you can put
other old people. I do want to see this now because I'm intrigued.
I know, but I'm trying.
I saw them around the holidays. That's what I saw.
17 million, 26. I'm looking for one that has 26 million. They have a lot of views.
Oh yeah,
42 million, 110 million. Let's see.
Just play any of them. Just give them a shout out, and then we'll move on. We don't need to. You don't need to investigate their whole page.
I mean,
they are super popular.
I'm gonna have to watch old gays on TikTok. Here's them with Paula Abdul. How about that?
Sure.
I need someone who needs me.
So they got a whole thing going on.
Yeah, but usually their videos of them like.
I'm gonna say sit on it.
Smile without your eyes. Raise your eyebrows. Stop smiling.
How's that other guy so ripped?
How loose are our buttons?
Is that Nicole Scherzinger?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're funny. There's a bunch of old gay dudes that are pals.
We're going to do a little 4-part series here.
They should host Queer Eye for the Old Guy.
They should.
Zooby, zooby, zoo.
You can
I like
turn
that song. Speaking of old guys, speaking of poo holes, speaking of poo holes,
he's coming back.
Albert Pujols coming back one more year. The St. Louis Cardinals, $2.5 million for 1 year at the age of 42.
You know what?
So it's going to be his retirement farewell tour. And
how
can he get to $700? What's he at?
Well, take a look at the current numbers. You know what he lucks out now? He lucks out so much that the National League has a DH now.
Yeah, big time.
So
that probably
injuries
helped him make his
injuries will always happen. And a guy like
21
Pujols,
away.
What?
21 away from $700.
If you don't get 21.
But he only had 12 home runs last year. In how many games? Let's see. In 85 games. I'm surprised he played that many games with the Dodgers.
I think he'll get 700. And if he doesn't get 700, let's say he has 696.
Hate that.
He'll come back for he'll come back for some type of deal. It's got to.
A-Rod got 696, doesn't he?
He's got to.
Let's see.
A-Rod's got a number that drives Covino insane.
He's 3 away from 700.
697.
I feel like I'm always wrong on it.
No, but it is close.
He might be 4. Let's see. Career home runs. Alex Rodriguez. 696.
Damn.
That's what A-Rod's got.
We're doing sports.
By the way, his career, we're not doing sports at all. His career ended so oddly abrupt.
It
was not, he wasn't sucking enough to like just quit mid-season. It was very weird how that ended. Anyway, Albert Pujols, 1 year with the Cardinals. The Final Four.
That sounds like
Rich
sports.
mentioned it. No, we don't need the thing. This is it. Comes down to Villanova, Kansas, North Carolina, and Duke. That's next Saturday.
I said yesterday on Fox, it's fascinating that after all the years of that history rivalry between UNC and Duke, they never faced in the tournament.
That's crazy.
They faced in the Final Four, and if you remember, who ruined Coach K's last home game? North Carolina. So it's like
redemption.
They're either going to ruin his last Final Four or he gets a revenga.
So
we'll see.
As Rich mentioned earlier, St. Peter's Cinderella run ended. North Carolina won.
And Jim Ramsey on our feedback brings up a good point. Pujols, Molina, and Wainwright leaving together. Those guys are reunited and will probably all dip out together.
That's
3 legends that brought that team a couple World Series.
And I'm a little confused on this story, but it's cool regardless. Because I searched it on the news and I didn't see any like news. So is it old or what? But Joe Rogan posted like this giant alligator that was spotted. They call it Godzilla in Circle B Park, Florida. But it just like moved. This thing must have been like 8,000 years old. This thing moved. It was as old as that Buddhist monk.
Like a prehistoric,
gigantic alligator. It's on, I sent it to you actually, though, Spot. But it's on Joe Rogan's Instagram. And I looked it up to see if there was...
Is it this one?
They always talk about the one from the... Oh, that might have been it, yeah. But they always talk about, there was one in 2016 at a golf course. And
Jesus.
But this thing was gigantic.
That almost looks like its legs are too... It almost looks like its legs are too long.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a real owl. Like it's a hybrid.
Just play the Joe Rogan clip. People had to stop in amazement. Like, what the fuck is that? It's like something from The Land Before Time. Like just... what is that?
This is a better question than Joe Rogan's alligator.
I'm always amazed by that, though.
Jason hit us up and said, do you think if you wanted to?
Is this about having sex with old ladies?
If you wanted to, do you think for $500,000? Oh, my God.
Look at that thing. It's got turkey neck. It's so old. Look how it moves.
Alligator nearly as long as an SUV, sauntering from one marsh to another.
Sauntering, what a
and
great
stunning
word.
onlookers nearby.
It was just awe-inspiring.
Christy Buckley was just wrapping up a morning hike with her husband, Sean, when the gator started to move. That's them right there lying on the ground, capturing these still pictures from the other angle. And yes, he's just as big from that side, too.
Wow. So my husband and I are calling him Godzilla because that's kind of what he looked like going across the path, yes.
Crossing so slowly, his feet flopping with every step, and that tail dragging long behind.
He's so prehistoric looking. He's amazing.
And before you start calling this a fake, talk to the regulars at Circle B. The estimated 13 to 15-foot gator even has a name, and it's been around here for decades.
Hogzilla.
The big humpback is what everybody's calling him. His back is a little bit higher up than normal.
Yeah,
So check this out. Normally, Circle B is a pretty quiet spot.
No, I'm good with this.
We're good. I'm good on that. But man, I would shit my pants probably if I saw that.
Would you just sit there and watch it go by?
I don't think you could catch a Spot. It's too old.
Hell's Gate.
You should have your when your mom moves to Florida, have her go check it out.
Hell's Gate. Is that Hell's Gator?
Hell's Gate.
That might be Hell's Gator.
It's me. Oh, what is that?
That is like a that's like the prehistoric dino shit.
Look at it eating something. Hold on.
Never know what you'll find. Like in this case last spring. This time around, Buckley says they
Whoa.
Hell's Gator.
Yeah, that is Hell's Gator. Oh, someone said, Covino, do you think, much like the cheesy Bernie Mac Mr. 3000 movie, do you think A-Rod has it in him to hit 3 more home runs as like a pinch hit DH? Like if so, at this age, could A-Rod get 3 home runs or 4 home runs that he would need?
Definitely. If he got in shape. You can't just step out of the booth and do that.
I wonder.
He's a little soft. He's a little doughy. So, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the OG Hell's Gator.
There's like crazy-ass clips. You ever see some of these old-timers who hit bombs at old-timers games?
You mean old gays on TikTok?
Have you seen Old Gays? No, he's right, though. I saw a video.
That I don't think I'd ever seen before, and it was a legendary name like Warren Spahn or something.
I know who you're talking about.
Who was it?
I'm drawing blank too. But no, Spot. There was a guy in an old-timers game. He looked like a grandpa. Like, I can't... And he takes a swing, hits a 300-something foot bomb. Guy hits it out of the stadium.
I mean, Hideki Arabu did it recently. Paul O'Neill did it recently.
Which I get it.
They're not 105 years old.
It's not hard to hit a ball out of a major league stadium.
Right.
Especially if you played. Like
this guy
I can hit a ball. I can hit a ball out of a major league stadium.
The crossing guard in your local neighborhood. He's got the fat old guy belly and he hit a bomb.
Yeah, but we're talking...
Who was that?
We're talking this guy was probably... He looked like Covino. He was 60 or 70.
He looked old as hell.
Let's see.
I used to be a lot stronger. He almost had a heart attack rounding second.
Old guy hits home runs.
Let's see. Is this from 1982?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
It
was the
old
name?
footage.
Give me the name.
Is it Luke Appling?
No, I don't think that's it.
Maybe.
Because I felt like it was a name that I...
Leading off.
It might be.
Hall of Famer Luke Appling.
Might be. Yeah.
I thought it was a name that
75 years old.
That's incredible. So you can tell me
75 years
can
old.
A-Rod hit 3?
Rounding bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played with Babe Ruth. Now he's hitting home runs.
Yeah. You know why? And I'll give you a real answer to the question.
At the old-timey game.
When you see professional hitters face subpar pitching, and you're seeing it preseason, these batters tee off. That's how accurate a pitcher has to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they make one mistake or they're just hitting just below the radar gun, like these dudes tee off. Oh, yeah. No, batting practice. The Yankees hit like 7 home runs the other day because his preseason is subpar pitching.
It's not a matter of
facing subpar pitching. Yeah. It wasn't someone's ace. He definitely got 3 home runs.
Just so you know, Spot, it's not a matter of strength. It's a matter of bat speed and connecting, right? Because, like I said, I could hit a ball out of a stadium. I could hit a ball 350 feet. But could I hit off of a professional baseball pitcher? No. But if we took batting practice at Dodger Stadium, I could hit bombs out of the stadium. But guess what I couldn't do?
5th guy in the rotation, A-Rod could get some. Definitely.
Guess what I couldn't do? I could not touch a Major League Baseball pitcher's pitches. But if someone was throwing 65 mile an hour BP, you could absolutely hit bombs.
I guess it was Luke Appling. For some reason, I thought it was like some old famous. Oh, he homered off Warren Spahn.
Oh,
see,
that's
right. Yeah. My brain is amazing.
I know.
Smartest man alive, kind of.
Chris hitting us up saying
he hit it off of Warren Spahn.
You see, Chris brings up a good point on the reversal of that too. When you see spring training, right? A guy like DeGrom, when he's pitching against guys that are trying to make their team, what is he like striking out 2 to 3 an inning in spring training so far?
Oh yeah.
Did you see Max Scherzer from the dugout was like curveball, and he's like, okay. Curveball strikes him out. Like, you're seeing that in spring training. You're right. That's where these guys that are if you're on the brink of making a team versus a guy that's an established star, those little differences, especially in a sport like baseball, it's unbelievable.
You make one mistake, these dudes are hitting bombs.
Oh, no joke.
Pujols needs 21 mistakes.
This guy's, I was waiting for someone to say it just so I could argue him. Becker says, no way I'm going yard with a wooden bat. Oh, I'm going yard with a wooden bat. Come on.
Did you see his t-shirt?
Come on, bro.
I mean,
yeah.
Hello.
Do you see my shirt?
Hello.
I'm a league champion.
Hello.
No.
Do you think anyone just gets that shirt?
I mean, I could absolutely hit some bombs out of baseball stadium. Now, aluminum bat, I'd be hitting them into the second deck.
Sure we're not talking sports?
No, we're not talking sports. But no, it's these guys. It's Covino's so right. Spring training, you're seeing a lot of superstars expose these shitty pitchers, and you're seeing a lot of pitchers expose the guys trying to make a team. Trying to make the team. I agree with Soul Patch Eric, who hit us up saying Spot's old-timey time voice might be his best voice.
That is a pretty good voice.
You do a good old-timey time voice.
And welcome to the game. We have old-timey guy.
Old-timey game.
Bat. And he hits the home run.
Who hit the home run again?
Luke Appling.
Luke Appling. Luke Appling at the dish.
Takes the base.
Luke Appling at the dish. Warren Spahn.
Swings and goes to right center field. And it's a home run. Luke Appling rounds the bases.
What a shot from Luke.
What a shot for an old-timey guy.
Hey, Spot, to wrap up the news, for Miguel Miggs and the other two people that care about boxing, I just want to make it clear that a really cool fight was announced.
Well, I hit the sports intro, so now you can talk about whatever you want.
No. This is the last story. I'm just bringing it up for the fuck of it. But George Kambosos and Devin Haney are scheduled to fight June 5th in Australia.
Those are two
for
big
the
guys.
undisputed lightweight championship of the world. And what's huge about this is, well, Kambosos stole all those belts from Teofimo. So this is a major fight for Devin Haney.
Teofimo.
In that
Should have
really competitive lightweight division.
Mario Rangel make him some new belts.
And they're saying that Lomachenko would have gotten the winner of that fight, but he's fighting a bigger fight in Ukraine. But Kambosos Haney, huge fight for Devin Haney. Every lightweight, every contender, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, all those names in that division, Teofimo, all salivating for that moment because this dude has all the belts. And they think it's an easy grab because this dude just brawls. So big fight. There you go. June 5th. The end.
What a blast from Luke Appling.
That's your rando news of the day. And of course, Chris Rock got slapped for no reason.
Yeah. That's the big story.
That's the big fight.
Oh, the big story today.
That's the fight of the year.
The big story is that my mom gets to LA today.
Oh, wow. Sucks that it's raining.
Mary Ann's out here this week.
It looks like it's clearing up. However, our buddy from Fox Sports Radio, Iowa Sam, he was talking to me like he's kind of an odd fella.
Yeah, I love Iowa Sam.
I'm really excited. Getting lots of rain this week. That's what he said. I'm like,
we need rain.
Really? He's like, yeah. But, whoo. And he did like some weird thing. I didn't realize how weird he was. He was like, oh, like apparently we're gonna get like a whole ton of it. Inches. I'm like, really? Oh.
Yeah, it looks like
so maybe,
now. You know what? It looked like it was gonna rain all day, and now it's saying that like within the hour it's gonna stop, and the rest of the week is like mix of sun and clouds and sunny.
But that's what
I mean. I hope
was
it
telling
doesn't
me
rain,
yesterday.
but hey, Iowa Sam would know best. He did seem like he knew.
People still debating you hitting home runs.
I mean,
and Rich Davis steps up to the plate.
I mean,
he swings as hard as he can, and it looks like a bunt. It goes like 3 feet.
It's a silly conversation because I could absolutely hit a ball out of the stadium. It's not even like it's not up for debate. It's a matter of like I just don't have the opportity to do it.
A wooden bat is the key, though.
A wooden bat would make it way trickier. But
technically, until you do it, it is up for debate.
Yeah,
that is true, Spot.
I hit one dead center 375 out of the park when I was.
By no means will I question your ability because I know I could.
That was
no, but Spot. My point is,
I can't even hit it off a batting cage.
You know what the only debate would be, Spot? The only debate would be
let's go to the batting cage.
The only debate would be if like let's say it was under a circumstance where it was a press thing and they're like, all right, you guys get 10 swings each. I don't know if I could put one out in 10 swings because 10 swings.
You'd be like Shane from Love Is Blind.
Yeah. Like 10 swings. You know what 10 swings could give you? The first 2 or 3 could be like, all right, I'm getting my timing. Then you hit a couple line drives and it's like, all right, you're done. But if you told me that I could like go there with no
do we know anyone
time limit, like, hey, this guy's gonna throw you BP for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would be hitting some fucking bombs.
How far away is Modesto from here?
Modesto? I don't know. You want to go take batting practice with the Modesto Nuts?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, baseball, softball. We're talking baseball, Jim Ramsey. If I could hit a softball 300 feet, you can hit baseball. Come on. Use your fucking heads, everybody.
I think it's a little different, but
what's different?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, so like why would you say it's a little different if you don't know?
It seems like it's much harder to do than it looks.
Wasn't that your rap name in the 90s?
What's that?
A little different?
A little different, yeah. A little different. I mean, I wish I could have this opportunity. But Spot, what I'm saying is, if you have a good swing,
like I said, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, like,
questioning.
it's baseball.
Don't drag me into this because I don't want to get. This is a fight that I don't want to battle. I'm not fucking Chris Rock. Leave me alone.
I was the first. I was the first to admit.
Smack him.
I was the first to admit that no way on earth could I even touch even a minor league pitcher throwing like curveballs and heat. And I'm talking if someone threw 65 mile an hour BP like they do home run derby, I could hit one. That's a fact.
I feel like I have a fucking torn rotator cuff and I don't even throw balls.
Yeah. Softball, and to hit a softball far is harder than hitting a baseball far. Softball, you can hit a baseball, you get contact with a baseball, that shit goes. Pulling down the line is the easiest way. The problem is
we're talking bombs here.
If you're a left center field hitter
inside the park home runs, that shit don't count.
No.
Yeah, that don't count.
I would love the
hate
challenge.
When people bring that shit up. By the
I
way.
would love the challenge
inside the park home runs.
I would love the challenge before I'm like old. Like, well, I still could do it.
What do we know? Yeah, because if you get too old, then you're going to use that as the excuse.
I mean, I have a good swing. I wouldn't be able to compete at all in baseball, but batting practice is not competing. It's practice. Practice. Go to a high school field? We could do that. Behind the velvet rope, for sure. I mean, who...
Do they have distances on high school fields? We need to know the...
They're all going to be the same spot. High school fields are not shorter than major league fields.
I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying they might be like 310 in the corner opposed to 330. But then again, Yankee Stadium is what? 310 in the corner or 320.
Let's do it, Bo. Bud.
Bo.
Bo.
Let's do it, Bo.
Bud. Let's do it, Bud.
Oh, well. Let's see. My name's Big Al and I hit dingers.
Good one, man.
Do you have balls?
I would do it today, but it's raining.
Do you have bats and balls?
No, we'd have to get all that. No, listen, it's
go to Dick's.
It's a good challenge. I will say, I wouldn't be surprised because I know that we've had friends that in the media that are like, yeah, I was at Yankee Stadium and they rush it in. You go, it's like a bunch of guys that's like 10 swings next, 10 swings next, and I'm like, under those circumstances, you might be like, oh fuck.
So, but wait, are you saying I'm confused? What are you touting, that you could hit it off a major league pitcher, or that you could just hit it out of the park in general?
No, batting practice spot. Like,
so what's the speed of? They just toss it, right?
60, 70
yeah, you need a little speed behind because that helps that helps.
How fast can you throw?
I get through batting practice.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Batting practice would be like having a catch spot. That's what he's saying. Like when they do.
Not if I were throwing, it'd be like a softball game.
Yeah,
I could easily
practice.
I throw overhand like a fucking softball player. The speed of a softball.
Oh, I know. And by the way, I know a wooden bat is way different. I used a wooden bat in like an adult league in my early 20s, and I didn't like it. And I know it's way harder, but still, that's all. It would be a fun challenge. I think I'd fail under the circumstances of a press tour where it's like, all right, you get 10 swings real quick.
You know what happens? You're just too aggressive, right?
Yeah.
You're swinging at bad pitches.
Because it's like
so badly wanting to put one out.
Covino from Fox Sports, you're up next. Grab it, but if we were invited somewhere, that's why Spot's right. If it was like a college stadium where it's like, yeah, we'll just have one of our college guys throw you BP for 15 minutes. That's different.
I played out here at Loyola Marymount College in a tournament, and I lost the game. I have a picture of it. I'm walking back to the field, my head down. Yeah. I came charging in. Ball went right behind me. For a play at the plate that never happened.
What kind of bat would you use?
An Easton Big Barrel, 31 inches.
I mean,
23 ounces.
I'd have to use a wooden bat based on this thing. Aluminum bat would be too easy.
A Louisville Slugger, I would imagine.
Aluminum bat's not easy. Aluminum bat would make it too easy. Like you ever go to the home run derby spot with us?
I have.
And
have I ever been?
But no, man, I'm being facetious. Have you ever seen In Between the Pros? Who gets up there?
No, I think you were definitely serious when you asked that question.
No, I'm saying when the home run derby. Who does the home run derby during the TV timeouts? High school kids.
Yeah.
And they're hitting fucking second deckers. You know why?
Bats,
yeah, because that's what I'm saying, because they're using aluminum bats. The tricky part is a wooden bat. That's the hang up.
Wouldn't you be embarrassed if you didn't hit a home run?
Well, I would be embarrassed. Hey, listen, something I'd like to do before I'm 45. Can we make it happen in the next 3 years?
The old bucket list?
Yeah.
Who do we know? Yeah, let's do
Make it happen.
I'll reach out. What do you want to
reach out anywhere close? UCLA, Modesto Nuts, USC, any local college.
Who does? Yeah. So you want to go to college?
Well, because they can have the same dimension, Spot.
What about like minor?
You could find a
minor league?
Babe Ruth league and have the same dimensions.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I just need to find a field of dimensions.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to Dodger Stadium or
But I want
go to Dodger.
I want a player to pitch to you.
My team, it was called Teener League after Little League had Major League dimensions. You go to, I'm sure there's a field here in Woodland Hills.
That's my point was if I hit, I'm way stronger than I was when I was 16 or 17 or 18. And when you were that age, you were hitting home runs that were 300 feet. So you're trying to tell me I'm not stronger now? I'm way stronger now. But hey, pressure is another thing. I might, much like Shane on Love Is Blind. He fucking was missing every pitch, and he looked like he was the only guy that knew how to play baseball.
I just don't have the stroke that I used to. I think I'm stronger now because I've grown into a man boy.
Is that it?
Back then, I was just a little boy.
You can hit one probably further than you think too,
I
Spot.
was
You
swinging-
have man strength.
My torque and my
I just don't know how to use my body weight. I've never been
shape
able,
because I would do it all the time. Like I would put on a show, man. I'd go to my uncle's softball games, and they were like dudes that were way older than me. And I'd take batting practice. I'd be putting on a fucking show, launching balls the way you launch them now. But I was doing that when I was like 18, 17, 20. I don't think I could do that.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying
that stroke.
That's why I'm saying BP, Covino, because you don't have the skills. You don't have the skill. You don't have the skill you used to have, but you know what you have? Strength. So take away curveballs, take away sliders, and it's just straight up BP. You could still swing a bat. Let's settle this.
Well, Becker really got under your skin there.
I was waiting for something because I wanted it to be a debate. So I wanted to throw it out there. Maybe it'll happen now.
Well, I do want to thank you guys for all your feedback. Again, I implore you to check out my Behind the Velvet Ropes from this weekend. I paid tribute to Taylor Hawkins. I gave you an in-depth update on the doggy, the Been Decent proposal. I showed you my patio, how nice it's come along. Shout out to themodbarn.com. Our boy Ryan really helped me out. And I gave you some life updates behind the velvet rope. And we'll be doing more of that shit. We have some big announcements for April.
Oh, can we tease it a little bit now?
Sure.
Because otherwise we have limited time. So let's get it out there now.
What I made clear was if you're happy with status quo,
nothing changes.
You'll still have that option. We're just giving more options.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, Friday is the new month. So we should discuss this a little bit. Here's the quick of it. Tier 1 and Tier 2. Nothing will change. If you like your Tier 1, boom. If you like your Tier 2, boom. It looks like we're going to have Tier 1 plus and Tier 2 plus. What does that mean? Tier 1 plus will be audio only. Tier 2, video only. What is the plus? The plus is we look to be going into the Covino and Rich archives and some old school specials, some old school never seen before videos, some old school documentaries, just a lot of old school stuff essentially. So if you need a little extra Covino and Rich, and maybe it's the best of year 1, the best of year 2, maybe it's On the Level, our documentary, maybe it's a video of us interviewing someone and you've never seen the video and it was an old school, like, hey, Covino and Rich interviewed Kanye West 10 years ago.
We did.
Those type of things are going to be the plus. And Tier 1 plus will be $7. It'll be a $2 add-on. And Tier 2 plus will be $12, a $2 add-on. So it'll be a $2 add-on for access to select monthly archives.
Curated by Producer Spot.
Curated by Producer Spot's hard drives
listening
full
and viewing
of
pleasures.
Craziness.
Right. And then there will be a Tier 3 that we'll tell you about.
Yeah, Tier 3 we'll tell you soon enough. Tier
and maybe
3,
even a Tier 4.
I think Tier 3 just has the coolest name.
We are more tiers than Rich watching This Is Us.
Tier 3, I think it's going to be called the Bulge package, right?
It is the Bulge package.
The Bulge.
Which one is the tier where Rich watches This Is Us?
Oh, that's the crying watch-alongs, Tier 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying we have more tiers than
That's the bitch package.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tier 1 and Tier 2 plus will just include select archives of video and audio. If you like what you got now, you can stay there. If you want a little...
We're looking for a minimum of 1 new clip per week.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we can't put 2 out.
Yeah.
Or 3 out a week, but a minimum of 1 per week.
The promise of weekly new content is what we'll be giving you.
Yep.
So, Spot, to wrap up today's show.
And hoping, on a total side note, because what we do on Friday's free, hoping to change that up in the future too, just to make it more productive for everybody.
So some tier 2 and tier 1 little add-ons, because that's the easiest way to do it on Patreon, the add-on. So it'd be, like I said, if you're a tier 1 guy, you're like, I only listen. But if you want to listen and get more archives, it'll be $7, $2. The price of
more to listen to.
What's for $2? It's cheaper than a slice of pizza. So little $2 add-on. Now, I think the perfect way to end today's show, since the whole conversation was about the slap heard around the world, could we
little sniff of what you might get on tier 2+?
Exactly. A little possible taste of what's going to be happening on the plus tiers. Spot, can you show everyone Slap Bet 1 and Slap Bet 2?
Oh, both of them?
I think everyone deserves a little on the... I mean, is there ever going to be a more relevant day to talk about slaps?
Let me ask you this. How did you feel when you knew the slap was coming?
Tense.
Do you remember? Like,
tense.
Yeah, like pissed probably, right?
Like, I was like, all right, I'm going to take it. But then instinctually, I was like, I know Spot's slapping me because I lost a bet. But still, you watch your hands, and my hands immediately are like, because you want, like... the
adrenaline.
Your instinct is to be like, I want to hit that person back.
Yeah, you see red, man. I felt that watching Chris Rock get smacked.
Especially since, Rich, you slapped me. I backhanded you.
Yeah.
Which is such a joy.
Degrading.
So degrading.
What slap do you want first?
Well, we should probably go in chronological order.
Okay.
So the first one was when you slapped me.
First one was when I slapped Spot.
That was over. Wasn't that over that was over the election, right? Correct.
Oh, yeah, you thought John McCain was going to beat Obama.
Was that over? It was over like electoral votes.
Yeah, Spot thought Obama.
Is this when I was the judge?
No, that was the second one. Spot thought that Obama would either lose or McCain would make it real close. And I'm like, nah, dude, McCain's not going to make it close. And it was an electoral.
This was
just to show you how long ago. It's like 3 elections ago.
Okay. The slap.
Here we go.
It's Covino and Rich, the slap heard around the world. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Look at how happy I am.
Oh, this is a slap in the face and a cupcake disgrace.
Oh, yeah.
Slap in the face.
Look at my big fat head shake.
Where's the cupcake disgrace?
And look how Spot falls to the ground.
I mean, I put a little showmanship into it. I hope you realize that.
Of course.
Oh, sorry. My old edit. The cupcake disgrace.
The sneak attack. Cupcake. I love it. Cupcake. Wow. Here we go. Look at that tomato face.
Oh! One of my favorite moments of all time.
Let me tell you, I smelled like Parmesan cheese for the rest of the day.
Look at that.
Look at that shirt.
I hate you so
that's such a 2000 shirt.
I love you, but
All right, let me pull up the other one.
Oh, wow.
So you slapped him on the count of 2, though, right? Like you went.
No,
early?
he slapped me out. He's like 5. Yeah, on 2. So it was a countdown. And he was like 5, 4, 3.
You do sound younger.
Yeah.
That's one observation. Covino.
I'm old now.
Like now you got some more.
109-year-old monk.
You got some more grit in your voice.
My balls sagged. That's why.
And to wrap up today's show.
Now.
Here we go.
Spot the producer. Can you hear somebody? Oh! Oh! Oh, God. I feel bad doing this. Dude, he slapped you. Why do I feel so bad?
Oh! I didn't even count it down. I
to the face.
just look at him. Oh, so he sees red.
Please give me a moment while I reflect on the slap.
Slow motion.
Oh, slow motion. I gotta watch the slow motion.
Slow motion.
Oh, and then he got the pudding, remember?
Oh, and the pudding pie disgrace.
Slap in the face and the pudding pie disgrace.
This might help ease the pain.
Pie disgrace.
Oh, turn around. Oh, I just want to ease the pain a little bit of your slap.
Pudding pie disgrace. Oh!
Pudding pie disgrace. Oh, man.
It's like blackface.
Yeah. Rich didn't get canceled after this.
Guys, it was a pudding prank.
It was pudding. I swear. It was pudding. It was pudding.
Nothing more than pudding.
Soul man.
No, that's not Jimmy Kimmel.
What are you doing,
That's
Carl?
not Trudeau. I'm not Trudeau. I swear.
So that's a little sniff of some of the we got lots of archives and footage.
Anthony brings up a good point. My reactions on both of them, the joy I felt slapping Spot, but then the minute Spot hit me, I light up like I want to I want to rumble, but then I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Oh, that was good.
That's how Chris Rock evens us out. A slap in the face and a putting in
Right?
disgrace. So, new tiers coming soon for the month of April.
Terry's
so
big.
Stay tuned.
Terry's big observation. Everyone's so clean shaven. It was the 2000s. We were little boys.
This is the 2000s.
We were just little boysies.
Just little boys. Just
Well,
little baby boys.
hey, everyone, have a fantastic Monday. Until tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.